Oh, damn. Okay. That's fine. Someone will do it shortly after. It just sucks because when it like, it pushes to YouTube and everything, the title is wrong. But that's fine. I think I may have the power to do that, but I need time to figure all that stuff out. It's not a big deal. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the final week of this year's CMSA Esports League of Legends season. We are going to be taking in such a great night tonight. We're going to be showcasing Topaz and the Topaz players. But before we do that, let me introduce who we are. We are CMSA Esports. We are the largest not-for-profit esports community in the Midwest, and we are excited tonight to bring you League of Legends. I will not be doing it myself. I am joined by two of our very own players, and I would like to go ahead and turn it over to Aiden and Vufizzi. Please introduce yourselves.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's Topaz Invitational. Excited to be back. My name's Aiden, or Chime Gatherer, if you've played with me in the server. Excited to be back for my third time casting, and looking forward to seeing what happens in today's games.
Hi there, I'm Vufizzi. Thanks for stopping by. This is my first season broadcast and also first season playing here at CMSA. But everybody's been great. I played AD carry here. We're excited to hop into the invitational here.
Thank you, guys. And I'm Sam VC. I have been doing this for a while now. I've been part of the community since season 1. And it's been so awesome just to watch the community grow, to have 80 plus players come together each and every week and play this video game that we all love. And so tonight, as we showcase that, and we showcase some very, very, very talented players in our Topaz Invitational, they're going to be using an exciting format that we've also been using the last 2 weeks, and Aiden will kind of get us up to speed with the format they're going to be using and how they're playing tonight.
Yeah. So thanks for the tee up. The format tonight, if you guys are unfamiliar, is we will be playing a full 3 games. Doesn't matter if there's a 3-0. We're going to play through all of it, but best of 3, it's all in good sportsmanship and fun here. The other half of that coin, though, is we are going to be doing a fearless draft, which means any champion that is picked cannot be picked again. Hopefully that encourages a bit more diversity. The Rift won't be terrorized by Mundo every game, or at least hopefully not. Maybe it will. But other than that, those are kind of the big ones to pay attention to. So hopefully we see some really interesting team comps, maybe some pocket picks, and maybe some of the people playing tonight have been practicing stuff on secret accounts. Who knows?
I think we're ready. I think we're ready to kind of introduce these two teams and get started. I'll turn it over to Vufizzi to introduce the teams that'll be taking the red and the blue side of the Rift, as well as their players.
All right, so for game 1, we have the team known by Mundo, which stands for Malignant, Unethical, Nefarious, Devious, and Overpowered. We have Capri in the top lane, Poggle in the jungle, Mr. for mid, Boomer DeWalrus AD carry, and River Otter support. And their opponents are Can't Allow Mundo in League, lol, ever, Camille, MTP in top lane, Travi In the jungle, Pest mid, Ty AD carry, and Tiddlywink support.
All
Um,
right. Let's I know these teams are kind of thinking through their drafting right now, but let's go ahead and preview some of the lane matchups that we're going to be seeing, starting with the top lane.
Yeah, absolutely. So the top lane is the premier Mundo lane, shared by both the players here. MTP went 4-1 on Mundo this season, and is sort of the biggest menace on it. But Capri's not here without Mundo blood on his hands as well. Um, we can kind of see the ocean that Capri has played over the course of the season. Things like Varus top lane, but mainly the Ornn being the big standalone pick between the two.
Okay, so as an AD carry player, I look at these and I see a Varus on one side and a Sivir and a Yunara on the other
Mhm.
side. Do you know anything about these picks?
So the Sivir and Yunara games were off-roll games.
Oh,
So
okay.
MTP did play some AD carry over the course of the season, but who knows? Maybe it could come out today.
Anything to add, Aiden?
Honestly, just looking at the champ pools, I'm just gonna say it as a caster here. If you're picking Mundo tonight, you're going on the naughty list. Christmas is coming up, so keep it in mind. If you have to ban it, ban it. If you have to play it, no, you don't. I'm always a fan of these off-meta picks, so I know that some of these champions were picked in off roles, but you know what? Yunara top, let's do it. It could be fun. I think I got dumpstered on it in a solo queue game once. I think the champion's just broken. Couldn't have been a skill issue. But at the end of the day, I know both of these players, I have had tough matchups against, and I've got personal vendettas against. So either way, I'm going to be happy with whichever team wins. I just hope that they both have fun.
One champion that I know everyone has a personal vendetta against tonight is Mundo, and another role where he may appear is in the jungle. If we want to look at the jungle matchup here with Poggle and Travi.
Yeah, Poggle has decided to pick up the Purple Man, bringing him into the jungle as well. Travi spent a lot of the season playing different role. He ended up having to play top lane for about half the season, and even had his most reliable champions with his Kiana and his Nefiri banned. He was incapable of playing them due to how strong we feared it might be, even potentially. Um, Poggle is additionally our death leader for the season, uh, which I think is a bit of a fun stat.
And
But
one of the interesting things here that I always love about the jungle matchups, truthfully, is tails all the time. You either have gank heavy junglers, you have farm heavy junglers. There's a lot of gank heavy junglers, and every time I've played in this league, it is like D-Day. You're always trying to watch out for someone, check your flanks, take incoming fire, and still end up on top. I am interested to see if there are going to be any farming junglers picked or any junglers that kind of just turn their brain off, get some CS, and hope that they come online late game. It always makes for more interesting games without it, but I love seeing a high CS score. I love seeing people dominate the late game. And I'm interested to see which teams, pick what here.
absolutely, Travi's a bit more leaning towards the carry jungles with the Kiana, the Nefiri. Viego was something he picked a lot of, but Poggle tends to lean more into the early skirmishing, early crowd control, support your laners, pick the Xin Zhao, the Jarvan, along with the Zac or the Vi.
And as we're getting done talking about the jungle, let's transition to the mid lane, and it looks like hopefully we'll be ready to start the draft here from the players in a moment. But in the mid lane, we've got Mistifer taking on Pest, and right away I notice lots of mages on both sides.
Yeah, absolutely. Between their shared picks, um, the Orianna is undefeated between the two of them. So I would be expecting to see an early pick from one of them on this Orianna. Um, both these players tend to prefer mages in the mid lane. Not a whole lot of assassin playing being played. But Mistifer does have access to the Nefiri that Travi is known for as well. So that could be an interesting takeaway.
Absolutely. And One thing about mages, and especially prevalent, is interesting to see how people play those in mid lane. Typically, you want to avoid fighting, but every now and then you can throw your opponent off, depending on the jungle rotations and how well they're playing. And I think that's what's most exciting is regardless of who they're playing or how you should traditionally see these champions in these roles, it's really going to come down to, I mean, the League of Legends fundamentals. Where's your ward placements? Are you tracking the jungler? And are you learning from the mistakes that you're seeing on your screen against your opponent? And regardless of what ends up getting picked, I'm very excited to see these interactions in mid lane.
Absolutely. There's no free games at this league.
My final comment on this is, wait, is there a Dr. Mundo image down there in the bot lane for Mystifer? I love this. Is this just mind games from from Boggle at this point?
Mundo's at a point he could be anywhere. He is like the original Doombot's Garen in a bush. Who knows where that man is, but he could just show up at any point.
Mundo goes where he pleases. We must not forget.
And Corporate Mundo, of course, he's going to be on the CMSA PowerPoint. Absolutely. So as we briefly touch on bot lane, I'm seeing word that the players are ready to enter the draft as well. So maybe we can talk about bot lane after they draft here, as these players are jumping into picks and bans. Here we go. I'm curious if some of these ban predictions are going to come through, and if there's going to be any sort of game of chicken here with a Mundo picker ban.
I do not expect Mundo to go through tonight at all.
No. Yeah, if we see a Mundo get through, someone is messed up somewhere.
Looking at the chat, thank you, a person who commented my bow tie, and Aiden, you have some fans in the chat.
I do. Thank you, Moonbeamy, Carly. Appreciate the shout out so much. Happy you're here, and hopefully you enjoy the sound of my sweet voice casting over the Topaz League tonight.
And Blaine, as always, thank you so much for the fart noises being played on stream. Always adds so much to every single broadcast.
So real quick, oh no, okay, never mind. I was going to throw out a prediction that both teams were going to handshake Mundo, and we'd see it come out in Game 3. Seems like that's not the case. I was really hoping there was going to be some shenanigans here. Turns out Mundo's just going to be banned, which is to be expected.
One pick, though, that I see getting through is that Neferi. I don't know a whole lot about it. I saw it as a flex pick, potentially also mid, and it has slipped through. So we'll see how much these players fear or respect it.
Oh yeah, and I want to say Riot's balance team did a phenomenal job with that mini rework. You took a champion that was completely forgot about and made them a genuine Rift terrorist in the right hands. And it's always nice when Riot does something like that because it just shakes the game up a lot, and you see these picks that kind of went dormant for a long time become mainstays in people's rotation, and they get really, really good with them in ways that you might not expect. So it's interesting to throw in there.
Coming out early here, we do see Ty's Tristana coming out. This is another champion that was pre-banned before any games were played halfway through the season. This champion was an absolute menace in the hands of Ty. So we fully can look out for a carry from him this game, along with Travis Kiana as well.
Absolutely.
Well, it matched, though, with Boomer's Jinx, which has been banned. I don't know, was it banned all season? Certainly has been banned at times in the Topaz League.
It's a champion he does have games on. Traditionally, you tend to see him more on the Lucian and on the Nyla.
Mm-hmm.
So Jinx is just one of those champions that if you have ADC fundamentals down, it's a very easy champion to have in your back pocket, and the risk versus reward is immense. There's not a lot of risk that you take with Jinx. It's an immobile ADC. You just have a team that peels for Jinx. But in a team fight, all it takes is one person dying on the enemy team that Jinx is a part of, and she runs through the rest of the team fight. And the enemy team, is really going to have to pay attention to Boomer's positioning. And unless you can blow Boomer up, is it even worth taking the risk and making that Jinx online during a fight? That's what's really scary here.
Absolutely. That first pick at the beginning of the fight will make or break the team fight for Mundo. especially
And
with Camille not having any frontline at this point in the draft. Going
absolutely.
with Enchanter support and an Assassin jungle, we'll really be looking towards the top lane to bring some beef.
Oh, absolutely. And one of the things that I'm already noticing in the draft here that's a bit concerning is I mean, teams fall into this most of the time, but you see the Jarvan Jinx Milio, Jinx already being an ADC, that's going to be a protect the president comp. You know that that's going to happen. The other team is seemingly diving or picking a team comp around diving. And that's where it's always scary is it really is going to depend on how ahead Boomer gets in laning phase. And if anyone's had the pleasure or displeasure of playing with or against Boomer, he's very consistent, incredibly consistent, very comfortable in the champions he plays. And so you are hoping that Boomer is just having a terrible night and is going to be off his game picking a comp like that. But excited to see how it plays out at the end of the night.
While we're talking about Boomer, and why don't we pivot to the bot lane? It looks like the teams are gonna quickly refresh their clients so we can get the picks and bans back underway. If production, you want to look at the bot lane PowerPoint here, as we're looking at kind of this matchup here, we have our carries locked in. We've got this Jinx Melio, very, very scary, long scaling, looking to play this game. And then you have Tristana and Nami. Nami, of course, the Draven of supports, just such a bully down there early on for a fish. So tell me a little bit about what the bot lane may hold here between these two players and their picks.
I fully expect Ty and Tidley to try to play aggressively in the early game, try to get a snowball going for their team, along with Travi likely hovering around on that assassin pick. They might struggle to find the actual all-in that can kill, but if you can find a big enough CS lead, any fight is winnable.
Absolutely. And that's kind of the risk that you have to take. Again, I keep bringing up the word risk because it really is, but with a team comp with a Jinx in the bot lane, playing against such an aggressive early, you really do want to pressure as much as you can before Jinx starts getting the items that make her absolutely miserable to fight against. You have more time to play around Jinx early game when she doesn't have her attack speed buffs, her damage buffs, or her crit. But the moment she starts getting that mixed with some of the defenses that her team provides, it becomes a monumental task to have two or three things come together to take down a single ADC. And the amount of resources that you're piling into that is just going to derail everything else if you're not fully coordinated and on the same page.
Absolutely. And something that Camille kind of is lacking currently is the ability to lock down the Jinx. They are not lacking in damage with Kiana and Tristana being able to jump forward and just kill her as soon as she's out of position, but being able to actually lock her down when those missteps happen, we have yet to see.
All right, so it looks like the teams are back here into this second ban phase where we left off, so we should be able to go live in a moment. Thank you everyone for all these giveaway tickets you're redeeming. I see that in chat. That is incredible.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. And we'll be seeing how are they gonna play this out? They've got the Jarvan to provide a wall between the backline, but right now it's really just Melio protecting this Jinx and Camille trying to figure out how are we gonna pop this carry.
Absolutely.
You do see the Orianna ban
bans
and
come through.
Hwei coming out. I think at this point it's just who can provide the most CC and who can stay the furthest off screen because we got to get them out of there. Very annoying to play into, especially when you have a comp that you're trying to dive.
Absolutely. And with such a long range carry in the Jinx, provided the additional assistance from the Melio Cozy Campfire, Jinx is going to be standing really far away. So being able to have a second carry like the Hwei stand also that far back makes that even harder.
Do you see Ornn? That's truthfully one of the best picks you can have for the situation at hand right now. Ornn's going to be providing a lot of value to that initial initiation on Jinx in these team fights, which, based on the picks so far, is absolutely Team Mundo's priority here.
Absolutely. Having one big button that can just open the fights up will be a huge asset for Camille.
Okay, I was saying it'll be interesting to see a Teemo in here, but I do see the Aurora. Now, I'm a little intrigued by the last two picks on Mundo's team. Poppy makes a little more sense from a counter dive position. Aurora just seems like maybe a direct counter here.
Uh, I'm a bit lost on the Aurora, but I think Poppy is a fantastic pick into this team comp from
Yeah.
Camille. Being able to shut down the Kiana mobility with her E and W along with Tristana's W as well. They'll provide a lot of protection for this hyper carry Jinx here.
I love the pairing there with Poppy when you're trying to keep somebody alive. Just to the ability and the threat you have to just punt people away, even with Ryze threatening to get into the back line. That is going to be a tall order here for Camille. So now that these
Absolutely.
teams are locked in, tell me, like, what is the win condition for both teams, and how are they going to navigate the earlier parts of this game?
So I think it still stands. I mean, Team Camille is truthfully looking to dogpile the daylights out of Jinx here. There's a lot of long range engage, which will keep them safe. And at that point, you don't really have to fight Jinx initially. I think what they're going to be hoping is that someone on Mundo's team makes an inappropriate engagement, they get separated, they make the pick and turn the fight in, a pure manpower way where Team Camille has maybe one or two people up. But again, they are going to have to play flawlessly in lockstep to ensure that everything goes according to plan, because all you need, again, is Jinx to get a single kill during any of this, and it shuts down all hopes at winning that team fight.
And also, if you're watching, you can, it looks like you can predict with channel points who you think is going to win this game. If it's going to go to Mundo on the bot blue side, sporting some Poppy, some Jinx, Aurora, Jarvan. You've got Capri, Poggle, Mystifer, Boomer, and River Otter. Or if you think it's going to go to Team Camille with MTP, Travis, Pest, Ty, and Tiddlywink. So go ahead and vote here as we get going.
The duality between these two teams can be really interesting too, where Mundo is trying to make the map as small as possible. We'll expect them to group as 5, stand around their Jinx, try to make Jinx be fully protected, look for that first kill to trigger Get Excited. And Camille might, instead of trying to fight the Jinx, might try to make the map as big as possible. Try to look for towers on the side lanes. Look for fights wherever Jinx isn't. Look for the standalone members.
And that's why initially I was actually very intrigued. It looked like Team Camille was hovering a Tryndamere pick before settling elsewhere. And truthfully, I think when you're up against a comp like Mundo's team, having someone that can effectively split push and very well at that is almost crucial to a much easier game. When you have someone that can read the map and make macro plays and force Mundo's team to think unconventionally and prevent them from being able to group as 5, it's going to cause a lot of problems for how they're approaching these team fights and how they're setting up. So I was looking forward to seeing that, and I do think it's still a good option to explore should this first game not go according to plan.
I fully expect Kiana and Ryze to be the ones looking in the side lanes. We'll have Ornn kind of hovering through around mid, trying to protect the Tristana and Nami.
Absolutely. I think that's probably exactly what's going to happen. If that isn't what's happening, I'm going to be quite shocked. Also want to shout out, I saw Trav, who is playing the game, shout me out. Thank you so much. Good luck on your game. I'm not going to tell you who I'm rooting for. I'm going to be bipartisan here. But definitely hope you at least kill Boomer a few times.
All right, looks like they are on the Rift and the game is away. I'm always curious if the teams have done something, have planned something. They're going to be a little cheeky early, or if we're just going to see a standard start. I will say an invitational. Usually the non-standard comes out a little bit like in a game 2 or game 3, rarely game 1. Let's see what happens
Yeah.
this game.
Rarely game 1, but that's the best time to break it out. I'm sure it's in the Art of
Mhm.
War somewhere. Strike when least expected, and everyone loves kicking off an invitational with absolute chaos. It won't happen, I'm sure, but always fun to fantasize about.
I was
Fizzy, tell
speaking with
me.
Poggle.
Go ahead.
I was speaking with Poggle before this game, and he was saying that he was looking to break Travi's mental. You said he was going to look for an early invade, and he was even showing me this ward lineup to try to get the ward from the Baron Pit to the Banana Brush on the outside of the red.
Wow.
So maybe we can see if he's trying to do that here in the next couple moments.
This is the greater just mind games here that Poggle has been playing, looking for a win in this invitational. Fizzy, you have someone calling you the GOAT here, Telmist. In
Oh my
chat.
goodness.
Shout out.
I'm just being too kind.
Minions have spawned.
Yeah, we see Mystifer going to take a chunk of damage. I fully expected Travi to do a little more. I guess early game cooldowns kind of prevented that from popping off a little more. I'm 20 minutes in the future here. Need to pump my brakes a little bit.
You feel like there's going to be a lot happening, and I'm sure that there will be.
Oh yeah, I'm fully anticipating a very slow crawl into a just destructive finale to a very quick end of this game.
Play the game here. Where is first blood gonna occur? I will say, if you're in that bot lane, I'm always nervous going against a Tristana, especially with these junglers both pathing this way.
Oh yeah, I would expect first blood to go bot, but I'm kind of feeling like we're gonna see it top lane. Ornn's gonna have a hard time farming into this Poppy early game, and if J4 does an early intentional roam, you could see first blood going off up there.
Both of these top laners also have percent HP damage on their primary damaging abilities. So despite them both being very tanky, they're both capable of doing a lot of damage to one another.
Now, thankfully, for Mundo's sake, or Team Mundo's sake, should I say, Tristana will have to full commit to get any kind of guaranteed strong poke into the Jinx Milio. So it's really going to come down to positioning and if Tristana's willing to take that risk, which is going to be very calculated. Now, with Jarvan and Qiyana showing up, J4 has the CC potential bot lane early. I wonder if that's going to play into anything, but Tristana does have that jump, Nami has the bubble, and Nami also has a movement speed buff, so...
Additionally,
potential is
Mundo has the extra defensive benefit of the Melio Q as well, being able to kick out of any sort of dash that could come through.
Yeah. So it's one of those things, like, looking at the team cons, you would expect there to be a lot more action or maybe a much earlier first blood. But when you start analyzing all these little nuances... Oh!
And as you're talking there, first blood claim, Mystifer getting a little low. I think he's got eyes a little bit bigger there as Pest started to grow out of mana. And so is able to pick it up. Poggle arrives in the bot lane, but there's just no opportunity here. So good first blood pickup there from the side of Camille.
Absolutely, and great map awareness from the Qiyana to not even contest the scuttle and play up and around while J4 is curving up from Krugs. You get that free vision moving up behind the mid lane there. I have no notes. That was a wonderful early gank by Travi there.
Absolutely, he's invisible.
More so than Qiyana will be in about 5 more levels when that jungle bush is on perma rotation. We do see the Aurora teleport back to lane. We see Ryze teleport back to lane. I'm sure Aurora is going to be a bit more cautious about pushing up here.
Fortunately, he was able to hold onto his flash through the first gank, so despite going down, he's still relatively safe.
Yeah. And that's one of those things, I mean, at some point you have to realize you got in a moment and a flash isn't going to save you, and it's much better to just hold on to that than try to, you know, potentially lose your flash and your life at the same time. So very good very good to hold off using that.
Absolutely. We see a big wave building for Capri, pushing in MTP in the top lane.
And it looks like Kiana's on the complete other side of the map, so no help to be expected dealing with this.
Absolutely. Could potentially open a window for Capri to look for anything in the next couple moments.
Really good poke from Pest on the Mystifer there. That was a really good trade that Mystifer immediately answered to. Now, will Poggle get anything here? I don't think so. We do see the bot lane roaming up. We're about to be 4 deep in mid.
Wheels moving in for
Oh, Pest gonna go ahead. Realm Warp right into that back line. They're going on full send onto Poggle. Jarvan.
Poggle's okay.
Mystifer's here. Great disengage with that Aqua
do
Prison
see
to make sure
Milio coming
Mystifer
up.
can't do anything. River Otter is here. Is there going to be a little bit of an airborne? There is Poggle trying to go in. Great flash there. Pest just
Nami
stay
healing.
alive. Heal coming through clutch.
We see Kiana putting herself in a risky position, missing the ults, and Team Mundo capitalizing on the misplay on Travi there. It was a great attempt. I mean, going for a hero play there that would have just been amazing to see pay off there. So really good decision making. We do see Tristana jumping in, contention over the Drake.
They continue putting those autos into Poggle. River Otter making it so difficult to get the kill. Finally lands one, flashes, and is able to get away with that rocket jump.
And Tidley getting a clutch bubble onto Boomer here. I think we're going to see Tidley go down.
One auto, just got it. But Travi now on the back end. If fights just don't stop here as both teams just see the blood in the water, and after all that warfare claimed from Camille, getting 3 kills first.
So
Wow.
a very aggressive mid lane play expanded into a 1.5-minute skirmish that went all the way back towards bot lane. Very interesting to see that play out there.
I was fully tracking the summoner spells out of the first fight. I was like, oh man, the 1 kill that we got actually turned into a lot more.
Yeah.
Mundo was holding a firm advantage in the summoner spells, but the fight extended all the way down through the bottom river, and we traded back a whole lot more subs.
Oh yeah. Now we do see Kiana having 2 kills now. We see Tristana picking up a kill. 2 people on Team Camille that you do not want to get scaling early. But on the other side, we do see Jinx getting that early kill and early BF sword. And that will translate well into the laning phase. But for now, back to a lot of poking and wave control here.
S and Travi going on a little tour of duty together here as they head to the bot lane. No Realm Warp available to get behind this line.
Now we may see a dive here. We do... Oh, never mind. All right. They chose the smart option, in my book. Just going for the Drake with the pressure that they have on the map. Toggles up, getting the rip. Whatever those things are called. I forget.
Void Grubs being claimed by Mundo.
There we go. Thanks for the assist there. We are going to see Drake get claimed by Team Camille, and we are going to see these Void Grubs get claimed by Team Mundo here.
I love that Capri is trading heavy onto MTP, knowing full well their opponents are on the opposite side of the map here. Oh, and it's right as I start to sweat for the top laner that a pause is going to go down. So you have a second to think about how you're going to handle this, because you just saw the notification that enemy junglers up here with you.
The imminent threat of Poggle is looming over MTP currently.
Right.
Low HP.
It's just another Poggle mind game. I think this is all just part of the plan. Like, announce your presence by killing Void Grubs and then immediately declare a pause.
Absolutely. Give them time to think. MTP's low health. He knows that his time is limited with that Void Grub call out happening. I mean, at this point, he might just be getting his will together, but we'll see how it plays out.
notably does still have his ult and a flash advantage over Capri as well.
Which is something that I've underestimated about Ornns personally. I always think they're easy pickings under their own turret, but they have 2.5 seconds of raw CC and a lot of percent HP damage that can go off before you can do anything. And that could lead to some danger.
Oh man, the tension here is killing me. A danger like Poggle is rushed behind this turret with no one even close to help. We'll see what happens. Oh, we won't see what happens. It'll just. Oh wait, did we get a? Did it rewind? Is that what happened? It went back. It went back. Okay, so we will get to see it. I love how MTP is trying to keep these minions like out of the turret, but knows full well.
He can sense the J4 is across that wall. And here we go. Incredible use of CC. Capri is going to go down. And the Jinx rocket.
Yeah, we knew all. I think both teams knew that was coming, and were well prepared for it. So trading there, all you can do in the bot lane. Tristana going in is tie, but can't do much in the face of that Emilio. But Travy, great little damage there, trying to punish Poggle for trying to fix that wave from the top.
Absolutely, a good try from Travy. And honestly, looking bot lane, I'm sure Boomer wished he didn't Hail Mary that old top lane, because Tidley is looking juicy for a Jinx rocket right now. We'll see if that translates to Boomer getting a little overzealous under the tower here.
Mundo bot lane likely looking for a recall here. 95 CS for the DS sword. The full purchase of the Utah Wild Arrow is coming through.
That is devastating if you're Tristana Nami in bot lane. That is horrific.
Absolutely. The Roa equivalent of the 80 carry. Just early stacking. Giving the holy trinity of attack speed, crit, and absolutely huge purchase for the Jinx.
We're going to see Tristana back. Picked up the early Cole, so not going to have as much purchasing power as Boomer, who was rushing that. But we do see the Berserker Greaves. I always get flack for saying Berserkers, so I'll pronounce it properly. We do see the Greaves getting picked up. Attack speed going up for Tristana, which is huge in the early game. People significantly underestimate the E damage. I do still think Jinx has the edge there.
Absolutely. The completion of the first legendary item is an absolutely massive power spike.
Lots of damage being traded out in the mid lane. We do see Poggle coming in. The Aurora ult, the flash coming out from Ryze. Is Aurora going to be able to do any more damage here? Poggle picking up the kill.
Absolutely huge gank. Finding the kill and the flash from Path. Putting him in such a hugely disadvantaged position going forwards as a short range mage with no flash.
And we do see Qiyana, Boomer, and River Otter.
Oh, they just fully send it, but what a great attempt to stay alive. And now Ty just getting the resets and bouncing forward, and they played admirably. And ooh, one more picked up in the top lane as well, just to counter on the opposite side of the map. So 3 people staring at gray screens here.
Yeah, I mean, so much to talk about there. The lack of vision from Team Mundo allowing Qiyana to come all the way around. We see Tristana and Nami picking up 2 plates here. Poppy pushing the top side. Ryze going down. I mean, a lot happening on the Rift here.
There's blood in every lane. The gank mid, solo top, huge gank bot lane. Finding an advantage into this Tristana.
And truthfully, it was almost 1-for-1 in terms of effect on the map, but those 2 turret plates and extra wave in Team Camille's favor pushed things a little bit in their advantage.
Absolutely, and it's also a mismatch of where the gold is going. It's getting funneled into Ty for Camille. The absolutely crucial Tristana and Qiyana are finding money, while the perhaps less relevant pieces of the Jarvan and the Poppy are finding gold on Mundo's side.
Yeah, that's a huge
Absolutely.
sigh of relief after you see your opponent complete wild arrows and you're just stuck on tier 2 boots. And so then to immediately have that gank to help you get a couple kills and then match it with a Yuntal was really, really important for Tide on Tristana.
Absolutely. And we do see Shangru in the chat. If Jinx still wins a single team fight, it can flip. Absolutely agree. That's kind of the nice thing about having a Jinx on your team is it's almost team fight insurance in a way that Jinx becomes a little too strong, a little too quick with even the slightest kill. MTP messing up that dash hitbox isn't going to put him in a bad situation.
She used that Call to Forge God just to try to disengage, but something you can't get through is that Cataclysm. And oh, look at who picks up the kill from the opposite side of the map. Boomer getting excited.
Boomer getting redemption for the earlier rocket that missed. He signed, sealed, and delivered that thing straight up the river to Horn's Dome. A lot more gold for Jinx there. I mean, just beautiful. Great map awareness.
Dragon of the game now secured for that red side Camille.
Now
Camille's
to
finding a
Neff's,
bit of a gold lead.
absolutely, Camille pulling away a little bit. To Neff's point, we do see Team Camille stacking Drakes. The interesting thing when a team takes the first two, I'll wait, see how this plays out.
Boggle's nearby, but not going to be close enough. And that turret, just not enough damage. Poggle wants it. We'll see if we can find anything.
We do see an engage happening bot lane. Tristana jumping onto the Milio. Looks like Milio survived with a bit of health. The interesting thing from Team Mundo's standpoint is they now have the opportunity to stack 4 Mountain Drakes if the tides start turning for their favor with these bot lane objectives, which is kind of hard to fight through 4 Mountain Drakes worth of shields. Which in my opinion are worth a lot more than an Infernal and, what is that, a Chemtech? Chemtank? Chemtech?
Impact?
Chemtech.
Absolutely. The additional durability from any potential mountain drags could be huge for Jinx. But once again, she's found out of position.
Another great gank here for by Travi. Scoring some help here as Ty continuing to get these kills. Very, very powerful bot lane here. Oh, and they're gonna not take this turret quite yet, just gonna back.
Travi's been such a menace, finding the holes in the vision, being able to sneak around through mid lane, all the way to bot lane, escaping at 1 HP, finding extra kills on the same outing.
Absolutely. And they're playing perfectly. I mean, Jinx is still going to need about another item and a half and 3 members of Mundo's team to get online to really give the security that Jinx needs in these fights. And Team Camille is absolutely taking advantage of this, being really good and very aware of where vision is in the bot lane and capitalizing on these cooldowns.
Absolutely.
Camille.
Being able to fit early grouping onto this Rift Herald. To do
Yeah,
great things to be able to open up the mid lane and make the map as big as possible on these sides.
Which is huge. They're ready to get out of this phase in the game, make it a little bit more chaotic, make it more dark, make it bigger, so that Camille can score these picks. So very important Rift Herald for them to have. I think they're going to use it well going forward.
And we see an unbalanced bot side in favor of Team Mundo, but it looks like Team Camille is very aware of where Jarvan is on the map here. Now, one thing, I know for a fact Boomer wants to get out of this bot lane, so the fact that Team Camille...
I'll pause you, Cataclysm goes down. They're really just trying to force something to happen here, but they back off, having forced out, what was that, a flash?
Absolutely, a Nami
No,
Flash,
just
Jarvan ult, the Rift Herald going out top lane, Poppy dying under turret. This is going to be a lot of gold.
Oh, the fight continues here in the bot lane. Ty has no reset
The flash.
available. Just trying
Tristana
to
going down.
Damage, can't quite get it though. Sidley, not long for this world.
1,100 gold going over to Team Mundo there. Both towers going down top though. Team Camille capitalizing where it matters. They're doing a great job balancing their presence on the map here.
A flashless Tristana with no W instead has to go in to try to find her escape. Incapable of taking down Jinx next to Emilio.
Yeah.
Absolutely huge payday for Boomer.
And Boomer's finally going to get his wish that Team Camille did not grant him earlier, which is leaving this bot lane and moving more towards the central part of the map. Unfortunately, the mid tower's gone and both top towers are gone. So there isn't going to be a lot of safety. And one thing about Boomer is he is a hungry little boy for some minions, and I know for a fact he is going to start creeping up that mid lane. We'll see if Team Camille capitalizes on this, or if Boomer's learned his lesson.
Absolutely. Travi has been so good at finding the holes in Mundo's vision. And as this map gets bigger and bigger with no towers left, it's going to be exceedingly difficult for this flashless Jinx to remain alive.
Already you can see both sides pinging the dragon and this whole bottom
Red
side
team's
of the
turret
map.
has been destroyed.
There's definitely going to be some fight. I don't know if there'll be a fight around this, but both sides don't want to give this up for free.
Oh yeah, no, I'm fully anticipating a fight here. We see Poppy backing. Poppy does have the TP, so I'm assuming a TP is going to come out for Poppy. The Ornn ult kicking things off. Poggle getting caught out.
It's incredibly difficult for Mundo to walk into this dark side of the map. Their carry has no flash.
Are we going to
have
see
no
the Jinx
vision set
Rocket
up
try to
here
steal?
Thank you, cameraman.
Yeah, great highlight there.
So it flies off the edge of the map.
Travi almost certainly going to pick up a kill here for bot. The late two TPs coming out bot side. We see Ryze and Poppy arriving. For Adacon here, I mean,
Wow, Camille, they are just like stepping on the accelerator. They've scored kills. They've just gotten this dragon. They immediately commit the teleports. And now it's Otacon. The lead just keeps growing here for Camille.
absolutely. I mean, they one thing I will say so far is Team Camille seems to have a much better awareness of where they are on the map in game one, and taking advantage of the lapse in Team Mundo's judgment on how far they're pushed up, where they're spending their attention, and what objectives are playing on the map in the coming minutes. And I mean, I can't say that I'm feeling comfortable about a Team Mundo win here. I'm excited to see it happen. Always love a good comeback story, but the expertise on display from Team Camille here is just wonderful.
Camille is doing a great job at punishing any misstep from Mundo's side. On such a large map with no towers to fall back to, no vision to be able to securely walk anywhere.
And now we're
It
at
becomes
the
a
point.
huge point of pain to be able to go anywhere on this map.
Absolutely, and I mean, with that, they're also capitalizing. You see just how dominant Team Camille is in every single section of Team Mundo's jungle. I mean,
Been destroyed.
as someone who frequently plays jungle, this is the most frustrating thing, to be stuck in a position where you can't even farm your own camps and you have no source of income.
And they're just going to call for the tower dive. MTP leading it off with Call of the Forge God. Everyone just trying to find a reset for Boomer, who does claim one, and an important one, as Travi falls. That's a significant part of the gold pocket. But Pet coming around to Pest to the backside. Poggle immediately coming back to try to peel. It's still a 4v4. Boomer, though, getting knocked up by MTP. Not dead. Critically, though, trying to score another kill. Needs one more rocket to do so. Can't quite run for it.
Gonna happen.
Just
And
managed to land the zap for the slow. Wants to reset MTP. Pushes away from it and sidesteps that final
and
zap.
Boomer
No
getting a
reset
little
for you.
carried away. Is the reset
Which is
gonna
exciting.
carry him though?
Oh, and managed
No
to make it
way! No way!
alive and running. Where are you gonna go? You have the plant. Ty can't catch quite yet. 1 HP. Is there a reset? Oh, but the vision.
Now
gonna be
Boomer's not gonna
solid.
get out. He's gonna have to take the honorable way out.
Oh,
but-
okay.
Got the execute.
Oh, we got the execute. Boomer. What a play.
I mean, for someone that got carried away with tunnel vision, that was the best outcome. And I mean, that's just skill on display there. The movement to space, the Ornn W, getting out of range of that Tristana jump, and taking the blast cone into a sacrifice under turret is peak gameplay.
Absolutely massive fight for Jinx. She already had the Infinity Edge completed, but now going to be looking towards either a Phantom Dancer or a Runon's Hurricane here. It's an absolutely huge fight. Massive Kiana shutdown into the pocket of the Jinx, alongside all the other kills that came Boomer's way. Suddenly, this game looks a lot more interesting.
Yeah, it looks less and less like it's going to be a Baron and then push to end here. Ooh, as Mr. Travi.
Hate to see it.
And there is absolutely no way you're getting away from that, Mr. Not near a wall.
You absolutely hate to see that. That's one of those plays where you just don't expect someone to be there. You think you're in the clear, and you used everything you could potentially use to get away and put yourself in a bad position.
Travi once again lurking in the shadows.
There is a TP available as this dragon spawns, so it should impact too much here. But it does mean all of the opportunity to set up these objectives is on the side of Camille.
It is entirely unsafe for Mundo to contest this vision as the dragon's going to spawn.
And looking at
trying to
wave
get your ward
states,
zone in there early.
yeah, looking at wave states too. Oh, Hoggle getting caught up in a Nami bubble, going down before Drake, almost certainly, unless we see a Jinx rocket seal, sending it to Soul Point, or giving Soul to Team Camille here.
Said it, Fuzi. Like, it is impossible, and Hoggle decided to check that fact and learned right away that that was an accurate statement.
Oh, I mean, I am just seriously amazed at Team Camille's just the wavelength that they're operating on right now. I mean, it's not perfect by any means, but it is absolutely in sync a lot of the way, and it's great to watch.
Just trying to fuck with this. Baron, we're on 5. Capri going in, just trying to slow down the damage dealers, but can't find anything. Ty arriving
You see
on
Tristana
the
coming from
here.
the side, Rise getting Soul. Oh.
Just goes immediately for Boomer, not gonna allow any attempt to escape this time, finding the reset up to 8 kills.
I want to say, if Team Camille can keep those minions alive, we might be looking at a GG here in game 1.
Camille finding one pick and turning it into the end of the game.
Yeah, and we're looking here at a close to game 1 here. I could be wrong, but I feel very confident in saying that we're going to see the Nexus fall here.
Absolutely. Death Timer is looking long here at 26 minutes into the game.
And there we go. Game 1 going over to Team Camille. Round of applause for everyone, and notably how Team Camille played this game.
Absolutely. I want to shout out Travi for the first couple kills he was able to find. Between the mid lane, finding the holes in the vision, lurking around bot lane, finding holes in vision once again. Being able to just lurk around, find the low targets.
Absolutely, and I want to echo that shout out to Travi. I mean, again, shout outs to every player in the Topaz Invitational. It's a great honor to be here. Had a great impact on the people you were playing with all season. But for this game in particular, I mean, Team Camille was on top of it, and leading the charge most of the time was Travi, just all around the map and giving zero space for Mundo to breathe this entire game.
Before we go into game 2, let's interview a player from game 1. How do we feel about bringing Travi in for an interview?
I am all for it.
All right, let us see if Travi would like to interview here. 1 second. Hello, Travi.
Hey, what's up?
Hello, would you mind interviewing with the stream?
Sure.
Awesome. Well, glad to have you here, Travi. First off, congratulations for the invitational appearance.
Thank you.
Um, I mean, everyone here in the caster desk was just amazed at, I mean, your presence throughout the entirety of the game with the early kill all the way up to just being in the right place at the right time. Now, be honest with me, Travi, how much of it was pure luck and how much of it is raw skill? What are we looking
It's
at
all
here?
luck, honestly. I don't even know what I'm doing when I'm playing this champion. I just kind of slam my face on the keyboard and it works out sometimes. I don't know if you saw, I missed about every single ult I threw. But hey, we ended up winning. The champion's broken. Nerf Kiana and nerf Dr. Mundo.
What I was seeing from you early game wasn't even about Kiana. It was about you being able to lurk through the holes in the enemy vision, finding early
Yeah,
kills.
yeah, I saw early the Aurora was a little pushed out, and I knew that contest that gank, so I kind of went a deep gank mid, which was worked out pretty well.
Absolutely. And there were a few times ganking bot side where you're dashing over and avoiding that tri-bush vision. Played to your favor several times. And against a team like Almundo was playing very squishy champions that if they're not all on the same page, they're not going to get their peel off in time. I mean, was that something you were thinking of? Did you have a moment where you realized you can kind of do whatever you want? I mean, you're not playing Mundo, but you definitely went where you pleased a lot of that game.
I definitely there was a dragon fight and Tai Tai was saying how, oh, you already have 2 items. That's crazy. And I said, well, look again. I actually just bought my 3rd item at like 15 minutes. So no, I knew that I could pretty much just run away with that one at that point. Um, so yeah, it was nice.
Was there ever a time
Absolutely.
where you felt nervous, where you felt like maybe you gave some gold to the wrong enemy hands, or after?
Yeah, when Jinx sniped me with its ult and took like half of my HP at the mid lane fight, I got a little nervous. And when Boomer executed, I thought maybe they would come back from there, but I think we had put together a really good team comp with early early prio while also having good scaling, so it was nice.
Yeah, absolutely. And the amount of disruption that you guys have in the form of a Rise ult. I mean, you can be anywhere in a fight. Rise can appear anywhere in a fight. Nami and Tristana are making them run like ants, and you have Ornn for the extra security there. I mean, I think you guys drafted a really good team comp as far as breaking apart the protect the president comp that you guys were against there.
For
So
sure, yeah.
before I let you go, if there was one thing you would say to your opponents right now, what would you say?
I would just say there was a reason why Kiana was banned for a couple weeks in CMSA, and I kind of felt disrespected that they thought they'd leave it open. So
All right, coming from Travi. Thank you so much, Travi.
thank you guys. Thank you guys.
All right.
So these teams
Very.
will
Oh, go for it.
start. No, I was just gonna say, so these teams are gonna start drafting for game number 2, and we will go back in it. But I love the I love the disrespect call out there. And hey, if you're gonna leave it open, you gotta perform. And Travi, incredible job game 1 on that Kiana.
Absolutely. It's one of those things, and I'm sure Vufizzi has, well, not sure. I know Vufizzi has a lot more experience this season in particular playing in this Topaz League, but at some point, you kind of become known for certain champions, and there's a reason for it. And if a team isn't going to respect that, it's almost like a calling from deep within where you have to pick that champion and remind the team that let it through why you have that reputation on said champions. And I think this was a perfect opportunity for Travi to do just that.
Absolutely. But with the nature of tonight's event, it is fearless. You will not have access to this Kiana for the rest of the night, along with Ty's Tristana as well. We spent 2 of the most comfortable picks for this team in game 1. So how will these teams be able to adapt beyond their first picks? Will the bans change? Because this Kiana is not coming back.
Yeah. And one thing I just want to point out, and I see Telmis typing it in chat there. I mean, as someone that's been playing League and following League for, I mean, over a decade at this point, I do have to say Fearless Draft is probably one of my favorite additions to League of Legends as a whole. There was a long time where that was my main complaint, where you tune into these games where you have these highly skilled players who've dedicated so much time to learning unique champions that make them well known in the space. But then you get into these points during the meta, or you used to in a lot of the cases, where every team is playing the exact same comps, doing the exact same bans, and you don't really have these exciting games that you see here. Now, this first game might be pretty typical. You may have seen a lot of these players on these champions before, but as Vivizi pointed out, you're losing some of these comfort picks. You're losing some of the picks that you enjoy playing and are comfortable on. How is that going to translate further down the line?
Absolutely. Notably, the Yunara was missing from the last draft. Unless I missed it from a ban, it was not played here. Both of these players are phenomenal Yunara players. That's something I'm fully expecting. And notably, the Mundo has yet to be seen.
And it does make it interesting because when you go into these drafting phases, it's almost like chess at this point. Not that League of Legends isn't already very tactical in every move that you make, but when it comes to the Fearless draft, you picked, and when is it time to select that pocket pick and take them out of the potential future draft? Because you could put yourself into a hole where all the picks possible for the best case scenario aren't going to be available. And then you really have to start getting desperate with what you're cooking up on the Rift.
Absolutely.
One area that I don't think we're going to see like Fearless Draft impact too much is the bot lane, support specifically, because both of these support players have just such a wide breadth of champions. I don't know, production, if you can pull up the final slideshow, since we have a moment here to like look at the supports here. Last game was so interesting just because vision was super important, and you could see like both River Otter and Tiddlywink fighting for every inch of vision ground you could get, but it was very challenging to do so because both sides just had threats of kind of instantly being able to go in and catch you or pick you, or you're going into a dark you can't go into a dark jungle alone.
Absolutely. And you have additional security whenever you pick the things like the Rel or the Nautilus that upon contest, you can skill away in some way. You can Nautilus hook the wall, Rel W away. Melio alone, nothing he can do. He can kick one person, but what's he going to do about the Kiana and the Tristana?
And I think that's what's always nice. I mean, support, it's, as a certified Bard enjoyer, as someone that has found his calling playing Bard in support lane whenever I can, support's one of those roles that, regardless of the meta everywhere else on the map, outside of a few instances with the Ardent Sensor meta or when people were funneling their junglers, I mean, in my opinion, Riot has done a phenomenal job balancing supports to have the widest useful champ pool that I could think of. I mean, there's almost, of course, there's always examples, but there's almost no support that can't have a comp where they are the shining star. And there's so much versatility around what you can pick around certain supports. And so it opens up a lot of these opportunities for different types of support players to have these flex picks and these comfortability picks and still make a severe impact no matter what champion they pick. And that's been pretty stagnant across every meta, every season of League of Legends, which is one of the things that I really love about that role.
Mm-hmm. Something that we've seen rise in prevalence lately has been the range supports, playing for early priority through having range advantage over your opponent versus having the all-in threat from the things like the Nautilus or the Amumu that we might see from River Otter in this next game.
And it is always interesting. I feel like support's always been one of those roles where if you have a dominant champion, I mean, it doesn't matter what their kit is or who they are, you can always just throw them in the bot lane, and you don't always have to pick an ADC specifically. You can pick something that plays well, 2 bruiser meta, or you can go back through the history of the bot lane kind of dominant or prevalent picks, or maybe some of the upsets. But I always leave it open. I mean, you see some really wacky picks. You see, some outplays. You see the early game rushes, the late game rushes, the support rushes, the active item rushes, the tank rushes. It just opens up so many play styles, and it's one of my favorite things to watch and see, if I can predict what these players are cooking up with, what they're picking, and who they're going into battle with.
Absolutely. If you remember, maybe 2019-ish, a far cry from today's meta, we used to see things like Garen Yumi, Mordekaiser bot lane. There's a huge amount of depth that the bot lane can hold.
And it truthfully just comes down to, can I mollywop you before you can get under your turret? Doesn't matter how I do it. If I can put you in the dirt and prevent you from getting to minions, that's all I care about. And when you have, for example, a Garen Yumi that can slow into the Demacian Justice Man himself, calling a sword from the heavens onto your head. I mean, an ADC in support only has, I mean, I can crunch the numbers, 500 health, total throughout the entire game. So you're not surviving.
Absolutely not.
While we are waiting for this next Fearless draft to kind of kick off, I just want to quickly remind anyone who is tuned in kind of what we're doing tonight, who we are. First off, thank you everyone who's been watching this stream and following. If you're not following or subscribed, please do so. There are lots of ways to support us, obviously, just by being here watching this stream. That's one great thing that you can do. We also have so many different leagues. We've got League of Legends, which you're watching. We've got ARAM, D&D. We just started a game for a mountain climbing game called Peak. It's a brand new season that just came out. We've got a Fortnite season. And so we're always starting up, wrapping up seasons. So stay tuned. If any of those games are games that you play, we'd love to have you in the league. Then there's other ones as well. In addition to that, if you want to rock any fancy CMSA merch, that you can go to shop.cmsa esports and check out the shop there as well. Do you guys play any other leagues besides the League of Legends?
I'm a bad. I hate to admit I am a terrible CMSA member. I tune into the streams when I can. I don't really even play League much anymore. It's one of those things I wish I had the time to jump into it. I'm sure the Dead by Daylight League would love to have me. I love being a basement trapper, and it's one thing I've made a personal identity when I play that game. So might try my hand at that. Wouldn't be too popular, I'm sure. But outside of League of Legends, that's typically my bread and butter there.
Yeah, for me, this is my first season playing in CMSA, playing in the Topaz League here. But the vibes have been absolutely immaculate. Everyone's been so kind and so helpful, just helping get games in every week. It's been a great time.
I've played in some of the ARAM League, which was a lot of fun. I've thought about a few of the leagues. But usually I'll just sub. I've actually casted the Fortnite League once. I've never played Fortnite ever. And I think it was an April Fool's stream. We had every different casting team cast a game that they don't normally play, and it was pure chaos, and it was hilarity. So that's about my only experience with that particular league. Normally, it's all here in League of Legends.
Absolutely. And just a quick shout out. I see Quaid BB in chat calling me out. Sorry for disappearing on you, buddy. I play in the league and I get dumpstered so often that I just want to step aside and let the true champions shine. So it's always fun when I can fill in and join the Rift. But I think about you often and I miss you.
All right. And with that, we are back in the pick and ban phase. This time the teams have switched sides. So we'll have Team Camille on this bot side, blue, with the first pick.
So the Kog'Maw being banned twice. Understandable. Hate that champion.
Kog'Maw was one of the champions that was banned throughout the season from TI. Alongside with Connor's Lucian as well, along with Vanilla.
Yeah, some of these champions, I mean, you have some veterans and not even veterans, just people that unlock their third eye and just put their whole chakra into playing League of Legends, and you do not want them on any champion that they are truly comfortable on, because it does not matter how far behind they get, they are always at risk of popping off and carrying the game. So it does not surprise me that Lucian's banned. Kog'Maw, same thing. Mundo, right now on the Rift, as I mentioned early game, is just a terrorist everywhere he goes.
Red side paying their taxes with the Mundo ban. And Travi, unable to pick the Kiana, goes for the first pick Nefiri. Another sign of comfort.
Yeah. And I mean, Nefiri and Kiana, although different champions, the playstyle is very similar. You want to play around vision, you want to be mobile, and it's a full commit every time you go in with a chance to completely obliterate someone on the opposing team. So makes sense that it's there. Nefiri has almost a guaranteed exit, at least a little bit, or can distance themselves from any kind of damage, which is, wonderful in every case. We do see Xin Zhao and Varus being picked up by Team Mundo here.
With all three games being guaranteed to play here, we are seeing the Xin Zhao getting picked finally. One of these shared champions between the two junglers. Varus picking up a champion from Boomer that he has played very little this season compared to the things that he's more known for.
Varus is
Almost
always one
Sivir.
of those. Oh, go for it. Sorry.
Oh, Sivir being a first-time champion from Tai. He's not played this at all this season.
Which is a good pick. I mean, Varus and Sivir, both champions that, I mean, you don't have to be the most comfortable with them to both pick them and perform with them and pick them and know what buttons you need to press at the right time. Very simple, straightforward champions. That does not mean that there's not a lot of skill expression to have on them, but it instead translates off of how technical can you be with this champion, although there are ways to do it, and more game knowledge and when are you using those, pop-off buttons, so to speak.
Absolutely. Fundamentals at the forefront of these simple champions, like the Sivir, like the Anivia. Again, with a new champion coming out with the Anivia as well.
Now, looking at these three early picks, we see the Sivir, Nefiri, Anivia, and the Xin Zhao, Varus, Hui. I'm excited to see what they decide to round their champs off with. I mean, the Hui, Varus, Xin Zhao just seems like nuking and going for picks. We'll see how that translates. And Anivia, Nefiri, Sivir, so far, a lot of holding off the wave and a lot of playing safe with the opportunity to go in when needed. I don't know. I mean, what do you think would round these team comps off? What are you expecting to see here? Do you see a lot more CC? Do you see more go buttons? I mean, what are we anticipating here, do you think?
We have a lot of wave clear coming out from the side of Camille. But traditionally, MTP has been a bit more of a carry player with things like the Ambessa or the Fiora. Being able to find another team comp like last one where we're going to make the map as big as possible while letting our Anivia and our Sivir hold down the mid lane might be the best strategy here. With a lot of pick coming from the long range engage at the Hui and the Varus ultimate, along with the lockdown follow up from Xin Zhao as well.
I'm very interested to see how these team comps round out. I think I'll have a much better understanding of what I'm going to be seeing on the Rift here. Blitzcrank, okay. Personally, as a
Notably,
Bard
Ariana
enjoyer, not a
unpicked and
fan.
banned.
Yeah.
I'm so confused. I can't wait for the picks to finish, and so you can tell me what I'm observing here.
I mean, I hate to say it, these feel more like I'm in a solo queue game at the moment than anything else. I mean, this is just I guess from Team Camille, I mean, there is a lot of long range pick potential. You have the Anivia route or stun, sorry, and the Zyra route. You have a lot of AoE CC, and we do see a Cho'Gath here. So a lot of long range lockdown that, I mean, it works together. Yeah, very interesting team comps here.
Sivir, a lot of the times you'll see paired with something like a Darius or like an Aatrox that we even saw hovered a moment ago, where you have this bulkier, high damage unit standing in front of your team, acting as like a defensive shield. So pivoting into something like the Cho'Gath is a bit interesting. Instead of trading that damage for health. Notably,
Yeah,
we are seeing a Galio top lane as well.
I mean, I'm you know, not that I'm some savant with League of Legends, but I'm really trying to envision how this game is going to play out, where the spikes are going to be, and which team is going to have the late game advantage if there even is a late game here. I mean, the bot lane cancels out. I mean, that's going to come down to whose abilities are on cooldown, who's tracking what, and where the junglers are going to be. Anivia can't really fight a Hui. You're going to get just overwhelmed with the ability spam on Hui's part, and Anivia does not have the upkeep that Hui does to keep pressure on a lane, mostly just farming and making sure the tower doesn't go down. And Cho'Gath and Galio, I mean,
Traditionally, Anivia is really good into short range team comps. So something like the Hui and the Varus might be really hard to find with the long range Anivia Q, as slow as it is. And additionally, with the Anivia wall, Mundo lacks the ability to dash over it in any way, in any meaningful capacity beyond a Xin Zhao dash.
One of the big picks that surprised me that was the Blitzcrank pick by River Otter into this Sivir from Ty. I'm gonna assume that when you're picking that, you have zero intention of actually like attempting to hook Sivir, and even Zyra, very difficult to get a rocket grab through those plants. So what I'm expecting to see here is a whole lot of Poggle, the jungler, and River Otter kind of moving together to try to accomplish some things across the map, because I just can't anticipate River Otter sitting bot lane and trying to make that 2v2 work.
yeah, no, I mean, to your point, you have Sivir with a spell shield, and I mean, ignore the spell shield entirely. You've got 3 annoying healthy plants that are going to be up almost constantly that, I mean, at this level of play, I mean, not even just at Topaz, but you will have these players utilizing those plants as personal bodyguards against that Blitzcrank. And I mean, the other thing, there's not even many shields for that Blitzcrank to ult away in a team fight. And I don't see Zyra picking up Locket, or anyone on that team for that matter. So yeah, I mean, roaming plays are really going to be the big thing here, but this is just a very interesting. I'm not seeing any obvious standout synergies between the
Also,
teams.
Also, if you are, those of you watching, please vote in our prediction with channel points. Make some predictions on which team's going to win. Camille, they're on Team Camille. They're on the left side of your screen, and Mundo on the right.
Now, I will say,
Notably, it's going
outside,
to be
oh, go for it.
exceptionally difficult to engage into this Anivia, into this Zyra, come to mid to late game with these huge ultimates you're going to have to walk through continuously.
Yeah, and I mean that's going to be the big thing, right? Is, I mean, looking at these team comps again, unless there is obvious mistakes or a lane that is mental tilting or mental booming, this is going to be a game that goes into the late game. And once you get there, Zyra can clear a wave while being support, no problem. Anivia can clear a wave. Cho'Gath can clear a wave. Sivir can clear a wave. It's going to get to a point where Team Mundo is going to be fighting the wave states as opposed to the enemy teams and just being overwhelmed. So that's something that I'm concerned with looking at this initial draft. Always happy to be wrong and excited to see how it plays out, but going to be interesting to see how they answer that if it comes to it.
Absolutely. It's going to be absolutely pivotal for Camille to be able to be at the objectives first, have Mundo walk into them, use your Zyra for disengage, use your Anivia ult, use your Anivia wall, your Sivir speed up to hold Cho'Gath in position to be able to defend your whole team.
And one thing that I really do hope that Team Mundo keeps in mind is they are going to have to be hyper vigilant against these wave states. If you let Team Camille set up with the amount of wave clear they have and how quickly they can shove waves getting into the mid game, you will very quickly start losing turrets that you're not even aware you're losing because of not being in control of those wave states. So hoping they keep that in mind because that can get, that can fall to the wayside pretty quickly. We are going to see a 5-man stack with the Blitzcrank, however.
Of course, when you've got the Great Steam Golem on your side, you are not just content to park
You
it
have to.
in 5 points. You got to do something.
And Team Camille is not even in the same interstate, not even in the same continent. They are fully aware of this. The whole Team Mundo is sitting on a ward. I wonder if Team Camille is going to take advantage of this.
Absolutely. We see MTP walking towards the Raptors, looking for a ward here. Walking over to Vision, they're not going to be able to find anything here.
Minions have spawned.
Now we do see Cho'Gath already in the top side jungle. Looks like the Fury might be rotating. I wonder if they're going to try to take advantage of this bot side leaning here.
MTP notably dropping his ward on the Raptors of Mundo. Blitzcrank finding purchase into the forwardmost brush in the bottom lane.
This is where you want to be. River Ardor coming right out. We'll get rooted.
I mean, Blitz is going to be taking a lot of damage here.
Looking for rocket grab.
And now we have
Boomer
Varus. I mean,
continuing
this is
to
not
trade
looking
back.
good.
Lethal tempo up here. Ty has it. Boomer has to flash away. River Otter now going to have to run back. And yeah, you're right. Not looking good at all for the side of Mundo here.
Yeah, I mean, Varus does not have flash here. I mean, this is...
Mundo's paying heavily for their early gambit. Stacking in that brush early. Down a flash. Down significant health. The
I mean, we
wave
do
speed
still
is
have the
unfortunately
barrier.
pushing it into the side of Camille.
Yeah, this is, truthfully worst case scenario if you're Team Mundo here, and we are going to see an early back. I wonder if
I like
Sivir
that. You just,
Osiris.
at some point, you cut your losses. You say, okay,
Yeah.
you got us here. We're going to go back, reset.
mental
start
reset, clear over. Game's just starting as far as Virus and Blitzcrank are concerned.
River Ardor popping his potions, walking towards the mid lane, trying to look for anything here. Disrupt any potential play from Travi walking into the enemy zone.
Now, one thing to point out here is Capri on Galio. I mean, this is an incredible pick. Sivir is not going to do any damage to Galio, even if he manages to stack MR, which is going to be the likely play here. And being able to stack MR...
Are we going to see a solo kill here? Capri, sorry to cut you off, going in. Forces the flash out of MTP.
MSP barely getting out.
Gonna go for it, return.
Never mind.
First blood, just coming back up with that Justice Punch.
I mean, no fear from the Galio there. He said, I'm using all the rest of my mana to beat you up under your turret.
Notably, he also did start with the Dark Seal, so that mana is exceptionally stressed. So being able to find that first kill is massive for Galio.
Yeah. Now, it does make me... I mean, I see the Aftershock. I mean, the Dark Seal might just be good for early game AP scaling, especially if he's going to start with some MR. Getting some AP is never bad. And it does look like we are going to see the Cinder pick up here. Yeah, Galio is going to be in an incredible position come mid-game. I mean, not a lot of people on Team Camille are going to be able to damage Galio. And he's just going to be this force on the Rift.
Unstoppable force against immovable object.
We will see that eventually. One thing that I really am looking forward to is the inevitable Anivia wall. I mean, Blitz is going to hook someone, and that wall is going to keep them where they don't want to be. And I'm waiting for that to happen. Now,
And
Telmus
after-
here.
Look at this bot lane though. After everything settles, they finally get the base with almost 40 CS here to Boomer's 20. He's got a little bit of a wave to catch up on, but great punish there by Ty and Tinley.
Absolutely. And I just want to call out the disrespect toward Cho'Gath. I'm hoping to see Cho'Gath pop off. I want to see that boy get big. I want to see him eat everything on the Rift. I just think, unfortunately, the way this game's going, it's going to be really hard for MTP. You know, this is going to be a very boring game for Cho'Gath, I will say that. At least until things start heating up.
Absolutely.
I hope
and
I'm
the
wrong,
damage
though.
is still not done bot lane with Camille looking towards this dragon, their bot lane returning from recall. And notably, Mundo's bot lane just has to recall late as they were catching that wave. Still at an item disadvantage as well.
We do see Travi trying to sneak an early solo Drake. And it looks like Team Camille, with the TP as well, guaranteeing that this Drake goes over to their side. Keeping
the additional priority from their bot lane, being able to support their jungle.
Yeah, I mean, the priority from last game is carrying over to this game. Now, we are seeing Team Camille getting surrounded.
Knock up on Travi, trying to just walk away from this one. The fairy falling low. Gonna be the first to fall here, but Poggle's gonna go shortly after. But look how much AoE damage the side of Mundo is putting out through this. River Otter trying to back up. Pest forced to flash away. Only 1 for 1 and all that, but honestly, Mundo putting up a great fight for where they were.
Yeah. Great
Mundo getting
capitalization.
3 flashes on top of their kills.
Yeah. One thing I do want to point out is Travi was a little late on hitting the Nefiri, I don't know what the ability's called, but where Nefiri goes invincible, had already started the animation of being knocked up by Blitzcrank. So while they were immune to damage, they were stuck in place and got caught in the whale ult after that, which has
Unable
got to
burn
be a
those
little
flashes
frustrating.
away. It's absolutely massive for the bot lane of Mundo, being able to stabilize back that CS differential. That lead shrinking from almost 30 CS down to under 10 at this point.
Oh yeah. Now, if there's one thing I know about playing with Boomer for almost a decade at this point, is that man is serious about his CS, and he will find a way to get it.
Poggle wants to find a way to get past tier coming in. Starting to go forward, 3 challenge strike knocking up Pest, but they don't quite have the follow-up damage.
Some great security. The stun on Hui was great there.
Nice try.
Ty playing catch with the Blitzcrank hook. Love to see it. We do see Trav starting on the Void Grubs there. Are we going to see dual objectives going over to Team Camille here?
Yeah, unless Capri wants to do something about this, it's really well done by Travi to take advantage of the power of the bot lane and then leverage it into this kind of rare to grab both of these first 2 neutrals.
Absolutely. Just like last game, Travi is finding all the objectives in the early stages of the game.
Do you see the Void Grubs going over to Team Camille? Assuming there's going to be a quiet rift while both junglers reset and start their clears. I think, yeah, I mean, so far, game's going according to plan. Going to be very boring until it isn't. Which I'm anticipating is going to be whenever that first tower falls and teams start grouping, one of these teams is going to start looking for roams and capitalizing on out of position plays. And I really am interested to see how Galio starts to transform here, because I am worried for Team Camille's sake that Galio is unfortunately going to be a problem.
A lot of the times it's easier to get value from the Galio due to his ultimate not being global if he's in the mid lane. You'll just have more access to more ult targets. So being able to find a way to make use of this ultimate from the Galio in the next couple moments of the game will be good. Moving out of this early lane.
The other thing too is it looks like Cho'Gath. Okay, wait. Good flash from
Arriving
MTP.
here. Yeah, just gotta be able to stay alive with that. We'll knock up at the end.
Yeah, one thing to call out here is, I mean, I know it was mentioned earlier, I forget which chatter had said it, but the Hail of Blades on Cho'Gath is definitely something to consider, especially in a team comp where you're playing into a Varus. I mean, this Cho'Gath is going to be stacking health all game, but all it takes...
Hold that thought is Neferi trying to find a fight, but River Otter's right there to help disengage. A lot of damage coming on to Travi. They can't quite commit the way they want. Now we'll go forward with that Flash Boomer, trying to secure one. But unfortunately, having to pause means that Feats of Warfare claimed for Team Camille once again.
Can we get a spam feat in the chat, please? I want to see a bunch of those piggies in the chat here. Yeah, I mean, you're going to see Varus inevitably get some AP, and that Cho'Gath with a bunch of health. All right, no one's a fan of the feat thing. All right. That's fine. Make me feel bad. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for the engagement, guys. Appreciate it here. You are going to see this. You are going to see the Cho'Gath stack health and inevitably get a lot of it chunked by the Varus pick here.
Unfortunately, Blitzcrank met the Sivir shield there as was finally thought they had something. I'm hoping now that the game state can get such that we see a little bit more movement out of River Otter. So far, it's just been kind of too one-sided, or just the objectives have just not been in the right place to really allow River Otter a whole lot of movement. And it's so hard to leave your ADC against these two poke queens here of Sivir and Zyra.
And you see Travi, I mean, again, just taking advantage of these champions that could jump over walls and get a jump on Vision. Blitz with an incredible hook. Zyra forcing a flash there. A TP coming in for Galio.
They're going to fight over this. They're going in. Tiddly already going low. Hero's entrance comes in as Neferi does claim that in the middle of all this. However, Poggle is going to get some revenge with a kill on to Ty. And when the dust settles, 3 dead for Team Camille.
Yeah, that... I mean, the early flash pull, the pick on Zyra, the Varus ult into the Drake pit. There was a lot going on. Team Camille was split up. Now, one thing, they did still end up with the Drake. So, you can say you killed him, but you can't say you got the Drake. That's going to be some mental damage there. Otherwise, very well played by Team Mundo.
For sure. Part of the cost of having this Galio top lane instead of mid lane was he did have to TP in just to get the ult. And once he recalls, the top tower is already gone. So on top of the price you're paying in losing that dragon, trading for all those kills, you're also paying on the opposite side of the map with that trade.
Very good point there. Cho'Gath is picking up the Heartsteel, gonna start stacking into being a very big boy. Again, I don't think it's gonna matter too much with Varus on the map. I think Cho'Gath is gonna get chunked pretty considerably, and you have a lot more damage going out to that Cho'Gath than you will have on this Galio. But overall, very exciting gameplay so far.
Absolutely. The gold lead looks very even. Not too much
One
one
thing-
side or the other, however, Camille does have the power of 2 Drakes.
Very true, and Team Camille also has the power of a top laner that can shove a turret. Galio does essentially 0 damage to turrets, fully relying on the minion wave there. And unless Capri can get some help, Cho'Gath is going to be pretty comfortable.
Being able to dodge away with the Rupture, with the Justice Punch. Finding
We
a
see
bit of a
3
trade.
people in bot.
Why they don't know about this.
Tiddly trying to bait.
Find something. See how much
Anivia-
damage is to this.
Potentially getting some damage off on Hui here.
Travi's still here. Boggle nearby, but not enough to help. Oh,
backbait.
did we see it? Did we see? Did the Hound give them away? I didn't see a ping or anything. Oh, rocket grab. Just missing again.
And we don't see many objectives. We know at some point Poggle is going to have to start clearing that top side. We do see Rift Herald coming up. I think mid lane's going to get ignored. I mean, we see Blitz going to try to make a play here. but I think Anivia is just looking to clear and reset. Cho'Gath positioning for a potential mid cover.
That's the thing about the mid lanes is I feel like we're not getting to see a lot of them just because it's mage and mage. It's just wave clear. Both of these champions can just pick up CS and sit under turret. There's no, and so all the action happening on the side lanes.
And we do see Travi bot again. Tidley starting an ult, trying to predict the Varus flash, putting Boomer in an uncomfortable position. I mean, Sum's going down, or at least Varus flash going down. Other than that, though, not much happening on the Rift. Would have been a great opportunity for Mundo to capitalize and take that Rift Herald, but looks like Shelly lives to see another day.
Camille not yet having to pay their taxes. Possibly came from the bottom of the lane.
Oh my!
Whoa.
Big boomerang blade here onto Boomer. That's gonna send him home. I don't think they can stick around to make this turret last any longer.
Not at all, and I think that bot lane turret is going to go down unless Camille wants to keep them in bot lane, which doesn't look to be the case this game. So, going to take this turret, probably a reset into a lane swap. Anivia, I mean, they might just honestly 5-man Shelly, or at least position for it before a lane swap happens, which again puts
A teleport going down right now from Galio into the bot side of this map. I'm not and we'll see what they're going to try to set up for here as Dragon is up. They just want to have first move, all 5 here on it. Make sure that the Dragon stacking is stopped by Team Camille. I think that seems to have surprised Camille as they've now seen that Mundo has started this up very quickly. River Otter on the side, trying to find something onto Pest. Is Travi going to go for a steal? They're backing off. The Dragon has fallen low. It's a smite fight, but they will secure it.
And Trav getting hit by the Varus ult, going into wait, Travi's dead. Incredible pick there. Poggle putting himself in a very suboptimal spot, but the Galio ult coming in to get him out of jail there. Getting flanked by the Anivia though, Poggle's going to go down. We do see Boomer coming to pick up a kill. No, Tidley with a flash.
Piercing arrow just missing, and that means that Camille is going to try to chase down Capri. But are you chasing who here? The fight continues. Pest wanting a few more on Capri, flashing forward for it, but instead it's going to be River Otter getting stunned up in that Anivia.
There's no way River Otter gets out of this.
You're not living.
A lot to unpack there. Some great plays, some misplays. At the end of the day, though, Team Camille, outside of losing the Smite fight, came out on top in a lot of those scenarios.
Additionally, they did find the tier 2 turret top lane.
I didn't see that. Good point.
So yeah, still extracting value in the side lane.
About this. After all settles, a 2K gold lead here for Team Camille, and they've got all the kind of momentum across the map here, striking down this Herald. It looks like both teams would not be opposed to another fight here.
Now, one thing to keep in mind is that Varus ult, which CCs someone and sets up for a large chunk of their HP disappearing, is on a very low cooldown, and so much so that people just don't expect it to be up. You know, you could just use that, reset, get back to lane, and it's essentially ready to go again. Which gives Boomer, hopefully, the element of surprise, being able to take advantage of catching people out, which we will start seeing Varus pick up the damage to almost 100-0 people, coming up with another item and a half. Do see Cho'Gath getting full stacks on the minions here. Boomer getting caught out. That's just a double kill happening in mid lane. incredible spacing, incredible
Like,
catch by
finding
the
a
Zyra.
Great snare onto both of the members of the bot lane.
Yeah, that was really all Tiddlywink there. Like, as you said, the Grass Roots comes down, everything follows up, and then 2 kills, they're going to immediately convert that into Otacon. So Team Camille, once again in this mid lane, starting to pull away.
Alongside the stacks that we have in top lane from Cho'Gath, we also have the full 10 on the Dark Seal of Freeze Galio as well. That
We
full
also
10
see the
extra
Rift
boost,
Maker.
Full burst.
Yeah, we see a little bit of a bruiser build coming out for this Galio. Not a full tank, still providing some value on the damage front, which you know, is always going to be needed in comps like this. Yeah, definitely a slow burn of a game here. Not a lot of vision in favor of Team Mundo at the moment, and Varus going to get himself in a tricky situation. River Otter getting a hook, but putting themselves in a terrible spot. Forcing some TPs, though. Oh, and the miss time on the Cho'Gath ult into Galio getting chunked. Bit of a split attention here coming in Mundo's favor. They do not know who to focus and are getting picked off one by one here. Team Camille, a lot more cool, calm, and collected, resulting in almost an ace here.
They were ultimately
Will
able
result
to
in an
chase
ace.
down all these low targets on the side of Mundo.
Yeah, that, I mean, just some notions from game one. I mean, I was talking about how together Team Camille is playing here and just the hive mind mentality that they're showing. I mean, that was just a cluster from Team Mundo there. There was a lot happening and no one was really on the same page there, which just led to an easy cleanup from Team Camille, which is going to translate into maybe, well, I figured maybe a bin hit, but definitely a third drain.
Absolutely. Camila's been able to make a mountain of a molehill both days, or both games so far. One pick turns into an objective, the objective turns into a one-team fight. Get the mid lane tower, fall back, get the dragon as well. Now on Soul Point.
Yeah.
Camila's getting a huge lead this game.
I mean, it's one of
Nothing
those.
just a few moments ago.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Like, I mean, I'm kind of seeing the potential with Team Camille's comp here. It wasn't something I was initially aware of, but they have a lot of ways to bait Team Mundo into overcommitting. I mean, you have the Nefiri who can go invincible, you have the Anivia Egg, you have the Sivir Spell Shield, you have the Zyra that can AoE people if you jump on top of someone. I mean, you have to really, really commit to killing any one of these people, and if you start splitting focus, you know, this is putting Team Mundo in a position where if you jump on an Anivia, is it even worth going for Anivia if you have someone else like Sivir fully caught out, because then you have to deal with the egg? Is it the right time to get the egg, or do you go for the kill? There's utility picked.
There, finally, we have Mundo with a rocket grab. Much needed at this point in the game. They're prepping for this Baron. Now they're able to secure vision on this side of the map. So I love that Team Mundo just decided to group in that side of the river and find a pick in the darkness.
Absolutely. And I mean, one thing is they're positioning great, but something I called out early, look at the wave states here. You have top lane shoving in towards their tower, you have Anivia pushing another wave, and there's nothing stopping them. This is what I was worried about Team Mundo having to deal with once it got to this stage of the game. And I don't know how they're going to solve it. I mean, at this point, they have to push defending their inhibitors and defending their base with being present for these important, very important objectives. You're almost in a spot where do you sacrifice your inhibs for Baron, or do you try to defend your inhibs while the enemy team has Baron wave shoving? I mean, it's an incredibly tough decision to make.
Absolutely. Finding the pick a minute before Baron spawns, but not being able to convert that into any advantage beyond. the one kill alone makes it absolutely punishing in this position.
Now
Winning this
it's-
teleport with the huge wave building bot lane makes it very hard for Mundo to be able to defend their base in this upcoming Baron moment.
Yeah, and just
And
like
what-
that, the map has gone dark for. Now it's really Camille with all the tempo on this Baron, and they don't have to start it. They get just to fish for picks, and it seems Tiddlywink is always there
Toggle's
to
gonna
hit
get
a
caught out.
slow,
Have
to
to-
try for a grasping root, and yes, that Anivia wall forcing the flash.
Forcing the flash, and again, look at these wave states, top and bot. Like this is what I was talking about. They're at this point in the game where if Team Camille can just stall them, Team Mundo is going to lose their base. I mean, we have TPs up, we have minions in a great spot to teleport to.
Unused
Toggle
is
going
all
down.
Camille charging forward. The first of Mundo falls. Boomer trying to output the damage in the back line, but
We're gonna see another
Ty
ace.
gets to ricochet to absolutely everything. And the big Cho'Gath MTP leading that charge with the Battle Mistress behind him, picking up a quadra kill. Ty and all of Camille just rolling to a win, one team fight, and a
Game
W
two.
in game 2.
Game 2 going to Team Camille. Again, incredible displays of being on the same page.
They've been so
Just-
good at translating one kill into an objective, into another one fight, again and again.
Yeah.
A summoner has disconnected.
So many disruptive tools between the Anivia stuns and slows and wall, Zyra snare, Zyra ult, Cho'Gath rupture, Sivir spell shield. It's so hard to find any purchase with
Yeah.
even with your aggressive tools like the rocket grab.
I mean, yeah, overall, excellent displays of skill from everyone in the game there. Team Camille just drafting a little bit better, in my opinion, and we're seeing Team Mundo forget about the minions being pushed in the side waves and force them to make some very, very difficult decisions at a very critical point of the game.
Look at the damage there. Sivir outputting so much as expected, especially having so many high HP bars to just whittle down. But Zyra from Tiddly putting out a ton of damage as well. Who are we going to interview after game 2?
I'm gonna cast my vote for Pes Anivia there. There was a lot of zoning, a lot of good positioning, a lot of wave play. That's where my vote goes to, but I'm interested to hear where you guys are. I think a lot of people displayed a lot of skill that game.
Absolutely. I want to hear about the disruptive tools from Pest Anivia.
Hey. Hello, Pest. Are you open for an interview?
Yeah, I guess.
All right, welcome to the. We love the enthusiasm.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the interview, Pest. One immediate thing that stood out that I was very impressed is you guys were keeping the wave pressure, and I mean it's something easy to do with Anivia compared to some of the other champions in the game. But were you guys intentionally shoving those waves? Was it just something that happened? I know you were kind of across the map where you needed to be. How much of pushing those waves and making sure that your wave states are a priority was in your mind that game?
Oh yeah, it's super important. It's like pretty much the first thing that we do for like setup. So it's just before anything. It's just push wave, push wave, push wave. So yeah, it was really easy with Anivia because you can just kind of press R on the wave and then it's gone in like 2 seconds. So you can do what you need to do. But it's a very important thing. Highly priority. Yeah.
I would love to
Yeah.
hear a bit about the Anivia pick. That's something we haven't really seen from you this season.
Yeah, it's like it's an old one trick of mine from like season 6 to season 8ish. She definitely played a little bit different, but like the core mechanics are still the same. And I saw that she's been really strong recently. And I saw like the game at Worlds, and I was like, oh, I should pick this up again. And it's like riding a bike. I like the bird.
You look
The
like an
bird is the
absolute
word.
natural out there.
Wanted to ask a little bit about champion select. As we were talking through the picks, both sides, your team and your opponents, just left us completely dumbfounded as to like what the idea was the like for your team composition. Like what was your team composition's identity, or was there one? Like what was the strategy going into draft and responding to what what Mundo did?
Uh, hmm. Well, we kind of went into draft and it was like, comfort strong picks, and we got a number of power picks, so we were able to get one through ban. So we just pick into theory, and then it's just kind of. I mean, from there, I was calling for Anivia a bit early because I saw that it was kind of gonna transition into a kind of beefy frontline kind of game. And CMSA games tend to be pretty objective focused and like AoE wave clear, and stuff that trends towards strong late game is good for that. So
Yeah.
just kind
And
of slotted in after that.
that was very obvious, and one of my main concerns from, I mean, even draft pick, your guys' team comp had so many ways to push those waves forward, whereas Team Mundo, I mean, you have Varus, which can't really clear a wave that quick and has to expend a lot of abilities to do so. You have Galio, which once those minions start beefing up, is going to take a while to clear the waves. I mean, it was one thing I was calling is Mundo needing to be aware of is the wave states, which I know I've harped on it once again, but I just want to give credit. I mean, you guys left them no breathing room with how you were playing. Their waves were constantly shoved into their turrets and their inhibs, and they were having to make some really, really tough decisions. Were you guys playing around the wave states actively towards the end of the game, or was that just something that, by happenstance was working in your favor?
Um, at least towards the end of the game, it kind of turned into just open through a lane, get it pushing, and then like whatever happens from there, just run around the map to fight as much as possible. So yeah, I don't really have a good answer. I'll be honest.
Yeah, no worries. It was a flawless execution.
All right. Well, thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Pest. I'll let you get back to your team. Good luck going into the third game.
Thank you very much.
Okay, one of the it's just so interesting whenever you're talking to players and it's just like how they think through that. It makes a lot more sense hearing kind of the idea behind that. And gosh, looking at execution, it was just so well done. I'm really interested to see if the team, if Team Camilla is going to continue to just like step on the gas game number 3 and try to go 3-0, or if they kind of just slip back to like some more fun comfort picks and maybe open the window up for a potential Mundo to go through. We'll see what happens.
I'm excited to see a handshake on the Mundo go through. We can give everyone a taste on just how disgusting that champion is. But at the same time, if you know it's coming, I mean, there are ways to deal with it, especially if you draft entirely around the Mundo. So I'd be interested to see if it gets through, and if it does, what is the other team's answer to it? Because if you don't have one, good luck.
Absolutely. I would just like to see it, to be honest. It's been an absolute menace all season long in the hands of anyone. We've had people off-roll games, play Mundo, win one fight, and be unkillable for the remainder of the game. Um, Absolutely
seems-
vile this season.
It seems like it would just be such a poetic way to end the CMSA Topaz season to see an unkillable Death God Mundo.
Oh yeah. And it is incredible. I don't understand, and I'm echoing a point that's probably all over the League of Legends universe. I do not understand Riot's balance team and letting things like this. Which champions do they decide to castrate immediately, and which ones do they kind of let roam free? I mean, Mundo is a champion that has been present this entire season of League of Legends, and something that's not even just been present, it's been dominant. I mean, it's not just in the CMSA League, but you have these really, really strong players abusing a champion in League of Legends that Riot seemingly is taking no action against. And other seasons, you have champions that are incredibly strong for a single patch or half of a patch before nerfs come in. Part of me wonders if there's some secret psyop or someone at Riot that really, really loves Mundo and is climbing and doesn't want the climb to stop.
Big Mundo lobbying Riot Games.
I didn't want to say it myself, but I'm glad you did.
Corporate
I
Mundo
didn't
working in
want
the
to be the one to
shadows.
say it. Now, I know I've harped on it a bit, the wave states that we've seen here. In your guys' time playing League of Legends, how much do you pay attention to wave states? How much do you spend pushing those little creeps towards the enemy's base? And how much do you just farm them for a few gold when you can? Because I personally think it's incredibly, incredibly important, and you see it work its way to oppressive states like we just saw in that last game. But is it something you guys think about? Is it something that, we can all agree minions are beneath all the champions? They're, inconsequential to the League of Legends universe. There's not a lot of lore behind them. But what's your guys' take? Wave states, minions, are they important? Yes or no?
Killing minions is my favorite part of this game. Every game I strive 10 CS per minute, kill every single one of them. I love
Well, and
killing
you
them.
were and you had the highest CS per minute. Is that correct of the season? Did I
That
see
was my
that?
one goal coming into the season. I was like, I wanna be sure that I'm on top of this. I'm gonna farm every wave I can. So I'm glad to see it pay off at the end of the season.
I'm quite the opposite. Well, you asked the question, do you see it as important? Yes, I do. It's clearly very important, but I don't love to kill minions. I love to kill champions. And so minions I just see as an annoying obstacle that I have to go and kill the minions so that I can go and kill champions. But I would always, when given the choice, there's those moments that I see where both ADCs step up a little bit too far to CS 1CS. I'm like, you're probably too far, but I'm also gonna go too far, and we're just gonna handshake it.
I don't need to worry about the
I'm
Zac.
gonna go in on
Zac
you if you
usually.
try to do that every time. 10 out of 10. I will take the trade rather than the minion.
Yeah, it's one of those things. As someone that inevitably plays top lane, and as a I'm a boss FFS enjoyer. I don't have any original ideas when it comes to top lane. I watch his videos and I parrot everything he does. But as someone that really truly enjoys playing Scion, I do not care what my KDA is. If I crush you in the minion game, I'm gonna talk smack. I don't care if I contributed to my team getting dominated. If I had more CS than you, I'm going to make sure that you know about it. And I'm going to feel good about doing it. And I think it's the little things in League of Legends that keep me going and what's drawn me to this game so often.
Okay, we're gonna take a short break, and then we will return for game number 3 of the Fearless Draft. We will see you on the flip side.
Welcome back, members of CMSA in the chat right now. Maybe you're not a member. Maybe you're just watching. Glad to have you if you are. Getting into the Game 3 draft. 2-0 in favor of Team Camille. What are your guys' thoughts for this draft? What are we hoping to see? What are we hoping to keep in the Gulag?
Mundo gone immediately. I was not letting it through. Such a shame. I was hoping to see something disgusting happen. Notably, the biggest mid laner champion shared between the two is the Orianna that we have not yet seen. It was not banned last game either.
Also, could be wrong. I think Sam may be muted. If you're not, I see you talking on the stream, but I do not hear you.
No, I'm just emoting violently because of the Mundo ban. Tragic, absolutely tragic.
Gotcha. Okay. We do see, again, Kog'Maw getting banned, Lucian getting banned, Mundo getting banned, Amumu getting banned, Neela getting banned. Very common bans. We are keeping them in the basement like the adopted children that they are this season. I want to see some crazy picks come out.
We keep seeing this Teemo hovered between both teams.
And they don't pick it. They're just teasing us. And again, if one more person in draft hovers Teemo and doesn't pick it, I mean, I'm going to lose it. Lee Sin Kha'Zix. Okay.
Notably, Travi going back to another assassin jungler.
I mean, Kha'Zix is one of my favorite. I mean, the way Travi plays, Kha'Zix is kind of perfect. I mean, I don't want to speak for Travi here, but as a certified Travi enjoyer and someone that's been stomped by him in these CMSA games before, Kha'Zix seems right up his alley. And I could be wrong, but I think I've been dogged by a Travi Kha'Zix before. And it's one of those champions that is invisible until you're one shot, and good luck tracking him and following him because he's going to be across the map. Almost like a Talon, but in bug form and more annoying in my opinion.
How am I supposed to farm the sidewave in this condition? Invisible
That's what
bug
I'm
comes
saying.
up and one-shots me? That's unfair.
Just disgusting. Now, we do see Soraka coming out for Tidley. We do see the Swain pick, presumably for Boomer. Could be wrong. And we see Kai'Sa coming out. I am a little worried initially already that Swain may get killed before he's had a chance to really get into the thick of it. It could be wrong. There is a Tom Kench pick for the safety and putting Swain into that catfish's mouth.
And does that ultimate continue to tick while they're
It
in
does.
the belly of the Kench? Well, we won't be able to see that, but but that is good to know. I did not realize that.
It does. Now, I will say for any of the players that are tuning in, if you keep hovering people that get me excited and swapping off of them, I'm let's just say you're going to get some DMs after this. Okay, I'm warning you now. Now, Orianna,
no.
potential ban.
Oh, the ban goes. So tragic.
No Orianna hitting the rift. Shen probably leaving the rift. Very annoying
No,
champ
they're
to
banning
play.
Teemo. They hovered it. It has to be.
These teams are going to get it. Now, looking at the team comps, I really don't know what to expect. We see Swain wanting to stay in the battle. We see Thresh wanting to stay in the battle. Lee Sin presumably going to want to kick people into the battle, but I would be shocked if we don't see a Lee Sin completely save someone from the enemy team at one of these points in the game with a kick. And then we see Team Camille with the Soraka, Kha'Zix, Kai'Sa. Definitely pick heavy and pick oriented.
Traditionally, this looks more like a dive comp, right? But into
Yeah.
the Swain, that's going to be a really hard target to assassinate.
I don't even know what I want to see at this point.
That would be a spicy pick.
So it's not Swain for. Okay, all right. I'm done. I'm done.
I think they heard you. They're just they're just baiting you at this point.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? Let me know when we're done with the draft here.
Poggle is famously a hater of Malzahar, and I see him going off in the chat right now.
Pick it, you coward. Pick Timo. I know you're listening. Oh, and Gnosis going off in the top lane.
Okay, surely this Jhin is just Rage
This
Baiting
has
Eden
to be.
also.
No. Oh man. It's all right. It's all right. I can always play Scion and go 0-15 in their games. They can't stop me. All right. Team comms locked in. Swain Thresh bot. Alawi top. Lee Sin jungle. Zoe mid for Team Mundo. Nasus top. Kha'Zix jungle. Malzahar mid. Kaisa and Soraka in the bot lane.
I'm so excited for this top lane matchup.
I'm
These
very
are two
excited
champions
for
you
it.
do not see often.
We'll say MTP is definitely going to be at a bit an advantage and going to be playing anti-hentai simulator top lane with the Alawi tentacles coming out nonstop. Absolutely, my least favorite thing about playing into Alawi is the fact that you just have to dodge tentacles nonstop. And if you get hit by one, say bye-bye to your health bar, say bye-bye to your wave. And someone like Gnosis who really needs every CS that they can get.
One thing
Not
you
gonna be
said,
good.
one thing you said about the top lane, Nasus Alawi, you said it's not very common in Topaz. Vizzy, did you find, would you agree with that statement in Topaz that these two champs were not picked up much, or tell me about the picks here?
I've never seen either of these champions
Okay.
played at all this season.
That's what I thought. I want to get your opinion because it's interesting when I follow like the Pearl League. Each league has their own kind of meta, and the Pearl League, Nasus and Ilawi are like two terror picks. Like they are in so many games in Pearl. So it's interesting now to see them picked up in Topaz here for the end of the season invitational.
Yeah, absolutely. Top lane, we see a lot of things like Ornn or Shin. If you want to go something like a carry, it's often a Jax or an Ambessa. It's very rarely like these real true bruisers and the allowing the masses.
Wait, are we in pick ban order, or I should say, are we in LCS order? No, we're not. Okay.
No.
I was about to say, I would love to see a top Thresh, but I highly doubt we're gonna see a jungle Soraka. So
You never. Hey, people have done crazier stuff. I could see if you played Soraka full attack speed crit, you could maybe clear a wave by level 14 or a jungle camp by level 14. It could happen. Now, from the chat, I don't know, are we able to vote on who's going to be winning this game? Because if so, please do. Fizzy and Sam, what are your thoughts on who may be walking away with the game 3 win here?
Looking at these teams. First off, it's hard to say anything against how Camille has just been playing these games. One mistake and they take your entire Nexus. So if Mundo's gonna have a chance, they're gonna need to not make very many mistakes. That being said, I love seeing Boomer on Swain. Boomer has played mages in the invitationals before, and I'm just so it's exciting to see him on this mage champion again. I was kind of surprised that it was all ADCs. So for the most part, this invitational. So I love what Mundo has put together. I'm hoping to see Poggle get some insect plays, bring in the correct members of Team Camille back towards the team.
Absolutely. Now, I'll go for it. Sorry.
There's a lot of single target CC on the side of Mundo with Thresh Hook, the Swain Pull, the Zoe Bubble. What they're going to be looking for is a single target out of position and blow them up immediately.
The thing I want to point out too, and a great segue, is they are going to be looking for that individual person, but you have people like Malzahar, Kha'Zix who could jump away, you have Soraka with the silence, and even Nasus with the wither once he starts leaving that top lane cave. It's going to be very difficult, kind of akin to their team comp last game where they're almost baiting these teams to go in. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to do something similar. I mean, Lee Sin's going to be looking for that insect play, to Sam's point. They're going to be looking to kick someone into the fight. But if Team Camille is prepared for that, Lee Sin's going to be caught out even more so, potentially, than the person that Lee Sin kicks into the fight. And one thing that I will say that Camille does have going for them as well, there's not many ways to shut down that Nasus if Nasus does get a little tanky. I mean, Swain doesn't do burst damage to Nasus. Zoe probably not going to be focusing the Nasus. Lee Sin, they don't have a lot of AD consistent damage for someone that's going to presumably have as much health as a mid to late game Nasus.
Absolutely.
And these
the
teams
burst
are
is kind of lacking.
these teams are on the Rift. If we can get our
Welcome
viewers to
Summoner's Rift.
flip over to that in a second. Hopefully you get to see it. Thank you. They are out and about. You never know with a Thresh and a Hook champion.
30 seconds
could
until
happen early.
minions spawn.
It's true. It seems like they learned their lesson from the 5-stack last game that, Team Camille is not going to let any funny business slide. They came to this invitational with plans to dominate, and they are not slipping up.
Nasus just came to this invitational to listen to a boombox, so. Oh. There we go. Thank you,
Minions
MTP.
have spawned.
Now, I will say, speaking of boomboxes, I think that's one thing, my boomer take, cell phones took away a lot of cool tech. I saw someone at a park in Milwaukee not too long ago sitting with a boombox, and I was inspired. And I don't think I've ever seen that in my entire life before. So I'm really hoping that they make a comeback, and I might pick one up for myself. Just a little side thought there, seeing Nasus kind of dominate the screen there with one.
Always with the dang phone.
Exactly.
Both mid laners able to clear the wave and almost ignore the other champion.
Absolutely, and we do see both junglers starting topside, presumably pathing bot.
Early game, this bot lane from Mundo is going to be able to find one target and assassinate them quickly, but as the game goes on, they don't have the burst that they might think. So we walk all the way
Nasus.
behind the enemy mini wave.
Yeah, this Zoe, I mean, really positioning well. We also see Nasus already getting overwhelmed with tentacles on the screen. Can't be a good spot to be in.
Absolutely crushing advantage coming out for Capri here in the first couple waves. Nasus being left on this island with his Kha'Zix routing away from him. The champion disadvantage, wave disadvantage. Hoggle notably going for a recall after clearing his first quadrant of the jungle.
Starts with that longsword buy. I'm curious if he wants to path straight for a fight or what the play is here. Definitely something in mind.
Yeah, the early game reset for that is a interesting back. Nasus not having a good time against those tentacles.
Mundo finding priority in every lane so far.
Oh, you hate to see the lollipop when it's not in your favor and connects to a minion. MTP looking to get as much distance from these tentacles as possible and hoping to get some CS through that Q. I mean, thankfully, in the favor of Camille, outside of a miracle, you're not going to see any kills happen bot side. That Thresh Swain does not have any early game kill threat, or at least they shouldn't. There's not a lot of damage to combine, especially when you're against a Soraka that can heal up essentially everything. We do see Lee Sin engaging mid lane. And
Poggle
Travi
arriving.
there to cancel it. Looks like both teams walking away with nothing but potentially some bruised egos, which in League of Legends ain't a bad thing.
Getting
It
a
did
deep ward.
Thresh coming back down. Good potential rotation if things got a little crazier.
There's the snare. Oh, River Otter was quite close
Yeah.
enough to connect with that death sentence.
And
But-
Tiddly with a really good reaction time to get the silence on Boomer so he can't activate the second part of the pull there.
Marked by the void.
Poggle is arriving here as they crash this onto the turret, but ooh, Ty coming through. Poggle checking with that strike and gonna walk on out of there. So far navigated for the bot lane of Camille, not falling for anything early. Is this the quietest we've seen the early game? Still 0-0.
It is. Now remember, this is what would happen in a peaceful society. We don't need to harm each other on the rift. We could just be pacifists and collect those little minions.
But not Mystifer. Mystifer has a trouble bubble and does not want to let Pest go free. We've seen this before. Travi is gonna interfere mid lane, jumping forward and fall asleep. Wait, Mystifer kiting back in. Travi flashes, and that's gonna be first blood. Just barely before it looks like Mundo claiming for kill back on the bot lane, courtesy of Poggle.
You hate to see it. You hate to see a fail flash. You hate to see when your cursor doesn't land right and it puts you on the wrong side of the wall. Just devastating. Great capitalization from Travi there. Hate to see it. I mean, I cannot think about how many times I've failed to flash the exact same way, and it hurts every single time. Chalk it up to spaghetti code. One thing we are seeing, though, for the first time tonight, Team Mundo with the first Drake.
Finding this first drag off their successful gank in the bot lane is absolutely massive.
Is this... Yeah, is this a change for Team Mundo here? Coming into a Kai'Sa with negative mana here. We do still have sums up, so I don't expect a kill here.
Oh, wow. Final resonating strike landing. Poggle will secure it.
And while Zoe in the mid lane was early to use the flash, Ty was committed to holding on to it there. I mean, a great find on the Q by Lee Sin. Maybe we'll see that flash come in handy in the next play. Great execution and gank. Zoe getting ulted by Malzahar.
Oh goodness.
Super playing very, very fast and loose with their HP bar here, but knows the limits of this champ.
And I just want to say that was a lot of movement speed going out to that Zoe. I mean, the phase rush, the Yumu's, just how do you hit something that small going that fast? You can't.
Pick a champion with very few skill shots, and that's what we've got in the mid lane.
Yeah, hope it does the trick. Again, not much happening in top lane. To be expected, I would be very surprised if we see any solo kills happening top side.
Capri just tending their garden of tentacles in the top lane. That's what happens.
Now, I will say, as much hate as Mundo gets, I really hate Aatrox. I am very thankful that Alawi is not in the meta spotlight or isn't one of those champions that people gravitate towards, because as someone that typically picks terrible top laners, Alawi just kills the vibe. It's unfun to play against. You dodge a tentacle, and then by the time you get to the wave, you have to dodge tentacle again. And if you get hit by a single tentacle, half your health bar is gone. So I empathize with Gnosis here.
Fight going out to the bot lane. Boomer, for the first time, has that ultimate Demonic Ascension ticking.
We do see Lee Sin getting
with it.
Almost killed by Kha'Zix, barely making it out.
Opposite side of the map here, Mystifer poking down Travi, who's looking to enter this fight.
Poggle is stressing me out.
HP, Poggle gonna just go for it.
Oh,
Can't quite find it. Travi, someone looking for
no!
Travi going kill.
Oh, you hate to see it. Travi with the reaction time of the Saint there, getting the Q off, and the Q auto beats Lee Sin's entire kit. I mean, right place at the right time. MSP getting hit by the tentacle. Is that going to come back and bite him? It will.
Notably missed the first stealing a Void Growth.
It's important, and like really the first time we've seen at the 10-minute mark we've got Mundo with a little bit of the gold lead here. Also at the 10-minute mark, I'm curious if we can get a Nasus stat check here. It's been tough going for MTP on the dog.
All about weathering the storm for NTP.
129 is that stat check.
Yeah, honestly, I still don't really know. I think Mundo, I mean, undoubtedly, Team Mundo is in the best position they've been in all night at 10 minutes in the game. So we love to see that. Progress being had, changes being made to the game plan. Excited to see how that translates. From a team comp perspective, and Travi having 2 kills and a Youmuu's.
Pause that, finds the hook, but also finds the remainder of the team. Boomer trying to just buy space for their support, but instead gets shut down. So far away, you're isolated. The rest of the team trying to arrive, but its first to the party is Pest helping from that mid, which means that all the kills are on the side of Camille.
Yeah, 3 kills going down, and just want to point out, Mundo's Void Lings walked up just enough to tank that full Zoe Q. And if that's not a tilter, I don't know what is. Wow.
Travi escaping by the skin of his teeth.
I
Poggle
thought
diving
that-
in, trying to take the shutdown from Travi in this last fight, but supported so well.
Oh,
And Boomer getting the kill on Travi, presumably doing a lazy back there and getting hit by that long-range Swain W, getting a shutdown in the progress.
Having a vision of exactly where Travi would be. Great pickup for Boomer there.
Yeah, incredible map awareness. Boomer has done that move to me far too many times to count.
We can.
Window shopping.
And yeah, you got to imagine Travi picking up 2 more kills there, was looking at that shop, licking his lips, and wasn't prepared for the Swain W to claim his soul from across the map. More birds in Boomer's pocket at the behest of Kha'Zix.
Dark Seal as well. 2 stacks.
Again, common scene in the top lane. Nasus getting harassed by tentacles under the turret. Not much you can do about that. Gotcha.
Notable take from the Dragon for Mundo. Going up 2-0 in Dragon fight. Travi getting an assassination on the Poggle.
Well, just wants to run, but cannot find anywhere to go. Revenge kill. Hoping to be picked up by Mystifer, but
Getting
Travi
the
makes
kill.
it so close. Oh, and Destin is taking over the wall.
Definitely going to get a pick on Malzahar here.
The hook and land.
Oh, no!
Asking him walk forward, but there's just no DOT left. Pest will fall. River Otter finding the hook and ladder play. Great work.
Kha'Zix with the opportunity pickup. That definitely would have helped secure that double kill there. If I'm Team Mundo, I'm horrified of Trav. I mean, a Kha'Zix at 13 minutes in the game with 2 full items, and lethality being one of the most insane stats for this early in the game before anyone gets armor. He's going to be doing extra damage to these squishies on Team Mundo here.
sure, with the Rift Herald spawning in the next minute, you know that River Otter is going to be looking to try to roam the opposite side of the map where he just was. So setting Boomer up here in this bottomless lane to safely farm his way against the 1v2.
Now, so far, no anti-heal pickup on Team Camille for Boomer.
Hey, right, good point. Like, anti-heal has high value for both sides here.
Both sides, and we already see it on Swain. Swain's going to be proccing that anti-heal every single team fight. We do see Malzahar.
Getting put to sleep.
And they kill each other. Maybe?
Hoping for some DOT. 1 for 1.
Love to see it. 1-for-1 trade. Nothing but each other to blame there. River Otter going to go down. Will we see Boomer follow the same fate here? Probably not. We see Poggle maybe setting up for an Insect. Misses the Q, but Boomer has the ult. Maybe try to bait Team Camille into overcommitting to something. And Capri just taking the turret in Gnosis' face. Gnosis with the early ghost, that is smart. Needs to distance himself from Malawi.
Oh, and they're really just trying to dive this way. Boomer going in now under the turret. Trying to flash to stay in range, but cannot quite do it.
Good try. Oh, no.
And look who is here, having the isolation against Poggle. Otter does find the hook, but I don't think there's any follow-up.
And the Zoe Q that could have ended it.
Flash forward, but Travi did not go that way.
Lots to unpack here.
Travi always making you pay for your lack of vision.
Goodbye, Capri. Good night. Tentacles going down. Gnosis with the TP mid to catch the wave, prevent Zoe from shoving. We do see some action in bot lane. Will it translate to a kill?
Move, finds a mark. Without instant ultimate here. They don't want to hard commit, but instead they're going to punish Ty, who's kiting into this, and now Soraka going to try to kite away, but it will be River Otter putting it into that.
No.
I think we're learning you cannot, that you don't get to flash away from this Kha'Zix. Travi will run you down.
Not at all. I mean, the Yumu's just guarantees. I mean, and I could be mistaken. I wish I could have seen more of Kha'Zix's rune pages, but a lot of movement speed taken in the runes with the smite, with Yumu's. You aren't getting away from that bug. That's just, it's like a pesky mosquito. And unfortunately, you can't really do much about it. Except this mosquito has claws and will kill you.
Oblivion Orb from Boomer putting in work. Bottom lane, being able to big kill Kai'Sa through all of the healing of Soraka.
Yeah.
Great early purchase.
One thing we didn't call out, we do also see Mundo with those early Drakes getting the feed. They are going to have the extra strong booties this game. Looking to potentially set up for Drake here, but I think Team Camille is aware of this. Maybe seeing a 4v4 showdown over the Air Drake here. First Air Drake we've seen tonight.
Yeah, if you're Mundo here, you really want to make sure that you're not getting picked before, as you're going into this. You want to be the one setting a tempo, and Kha'Zix jumping right in there. But
Travi getting baited.
As the big bed bug is down. However, they match that by
Swain
killing
going down.
Boomer here. The rest of the team has arrived. Poggle going forward, but can't find anything more. However, there is no smite available. So Mundo's going to start up this dragon.
Now, we do see Drake definitely being favorable for Mundo here. Still a steal potential, not a big one. MTP probably going to survive the clutches of Alawi, but just barely. And Alawi's going to take the turret because of it.
There's no aid to Gary. This is a slow take from the dragon, but with no Travi present.
It'll take all the time in the world. Now, wouldn't be surprised if Travi is going to rush Shelly here. I don't think there's going to be much contention from Mundo's team. Or Team Mundo, rather. You see him getting sidetracked with the Scuttle just briefly. And I'd be interested to see if he starts it right away and hopes to clear it before Poggle has a chance to get the top side. Looks like he is starting the Shelly. There is some distraction, keeping focus away, but it looks like Poggle's at least going to hit the plant, and they are aware that Shelly's being taken. Will this translate into a fight? And the silence from Soraka, you hate to see it. Lee Sin's out of position here. Thankfully, no one's capitalizing on that.
Deadly Silence doing wonders to stop Lee Sin's mobility and being able to contest.
Absolutely. We do see the Drowsy going off. Not going to translate into much, I don't... Huh?
Oh,
Double followed up and chain.
to follow. Although
One
it is
for
gonna
one
be a
there.
1 for 1.
Malzahar securing the bot tier 1, but it looks like, at the very least, Team Mundo will be securing the mid tier 1 in its place.
Naps is walking from behind as well. He wants to fight here.
Their death sentence onto Travi. That's where the attention needs to be. They're going to be able to kite away from this. Boomer just trying to make sure the ultimate stays up. Able to get
Boomer
down
in a really
onto
good spot here.
Maximus. Moving
Travi
around.
looking to come in and clean up.
Kha'Zix on this backside. Can Travi find anything? Oh, certainly with another grasp holding members of Mundo in place. But Poggle gonna go in. Score yet.
Watch out for Shelly!
Shelly driving through. Boomer. It's just not quite
Oh,
close
no.
enough.
Oh.
River Otter cannot miss with these death sentences. Oh no, ticking down. Oh, the lantern's gonna be enough. River Otter picking up kill number 4.
Play of the game. Incredible prediction from Thresh. I mean, I know we just saw Shelly run down 2 members of Team Mundo, but River Otter predicting the Kha'Zix and shutting him down. Incredible. Capri going down.
Deadly Silence being pivotal here in the 1v2. Shutting
Yeah,
down
it's not-
Capri's chances, anything.
We're getting to this point in the game where now the gold lead has flipped. Camille starting to pull away. However, Mundo has this Thresh who is landing everything. Now Tiddly with very little HP. Gonna just get run down by Poggle. And now for the first time, it's gonna be Mundo starting an Otacon.
Could this be a sign that Mundo's coming back? I mean, this is the first time we're seeing them get an Otacon, the first time we're seeing them get Drakes. At least first, anyways, in the game. But meanwhile, again, you have side lanes pushing and no one answering it.
That Otacon is taking a while. With no carry here from Mundo.
I'm assuming I can't
Finally
confirm
secure it.
build paths. Oh, what are we going to see here?
These big bruisers just kind of wailing away at each other in the bot lane. But here in the top side, Boomer has now found Tide and will go ahead and collect yet another kill.
No! Travi again picking up a kill on Poggle, getting a reset, dodging the River Otter hook. I don't think Soraka is going to get out of that, yeah.
Hooks from Mundo coming out of both River Otter and Swain are it's proving too much for Camille on these little like separated fights.
I just want to call out, we are still seeing no anti-heal for the Swain, and 2 members of Team Mundo have that Sundered Sky healing as well.
Capri just wailing away at NTP here.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Oh.
Boomer throwing the vision just to stop the base here.
We do see Kha'Zix looking for a pick in the middle of 3 of Mundo members. I do see in the chat, I don't know build paths in particular, but the Frozen Heart just provides a ton of stats for this Nasus. There are probably better picks in general, but I don't think it's a bad pickup. There isn't a lot of attack speed, but armor mana is crucial, and CDR is always wonderful on Nasus.
It's going to be crucial as this next fight. It is Soul
Over
Point
Soul
here
Point.
for Mundo. All members are here. They really want this.
And for someone
God.
like Swain, this soul is incredibly useful. Team Mundo wants this.
First
No one
bubble
else
lands.
anywhere on the map.
Half their HP gone. There's the engage. Immediate suppression onto River Otter. No more hooks gonna come down as the first kill falls, but you've got Boomer into the middle of this battle, taking absolutely no damage. Hoggle trying to run down the remaining members. Cannot quite fight through the healing though. And after all is said and done, it looks like 2 for 2 here. Capri and Poggle teaming up in the bot side of this map, but there's a turret here. They can't get anything else done. Ty on the opposite side picking up those 2 kills to equalize.
This is one of those moments Team Mundo needs to hurry up and get on this Drake. They got a little sidetracked there. I think they should be fine and uncontested, but it does give Team Camille time to make their way back towards the Drake with how long it took them to start it.
This fight just goes to show how hard it is for Team Camille to fight front to back team fight into the likes of an Alawi, into the likes of a Swain. If you're not blowing someone up, like the fights are difficult.
Yeah.
Long, drawn out fights.
And we do see Soul going over to Team Mundo, something that Boomer on Swain is probably incredibly happy with, stacking the Magi's up to 14. Still no anti-heal from anyone on Team Camille, which is going to continue to be a problem until someone gets it. And to Vufizzi's point, you want to blow these characters up, and if you can't stop the healing, it's not going to happen.
So can we get a quick stat check on this Nasus as we have
gonna
crossed
predict
over
412.
25 minutes? What is it? We got 510
Yeah,
here.
510.
Getting a little bit of a ooh, and there's another stack for Trevi here. Finding
Guys,
a
I-
lonely carry. Oh
I-
no, that was the one pick at 27. Is the game now over?
I blinked and Zoe disappeared. Never seen that magic trick before. Will Team Camille capitalize on this? There is a Baron up, and they do have an ADC that Team Mundo doesn't have. An ADC that can take Baron very quickly, and a Kha'Zix is going to chunk it.
Feels like if you're Mundo, you really want to go for this one here.
You have to. This is prime time.
at it.
Boomer does have ult with Cloud Soul.
And 2
Double
gone. Right away, suppressed in the middle of the team. Goes Golden. There's a whole Hex Fever coming back. Boomer putting out so much damage to the back line. Tiddlywink doing the best to heal it up, but it's just not enough DPS. And 4v5, Mundo win the fight.
Are we going to see Travi with the hero play here?
Travis is
not-
still here.
Yeah, Travi's here, and there's not a lot of DPS for Camille. Capri wants to put Travi away, but can't do it. Another shutdown. Now they'll jump on to the jungle.
Very well played by Travi in their heads and almost got away with it. But Team Mundo playing well. Big shout out to Baron getting a kill while Boomer was Zonia's and turning the tides for the start of that. Also giving Boomer a triumph while he was low on health.
We're hitting a beautiful never move onto 2 targets from Team Camille. Additionally, fully stacking his Magi's.
Yeah, this is a dangerous place to be in. Now, Malzahar is finally the first member of Team Camille to pick up Grievous. I don't think it's going to apply much But you can point and click onto that Swain, and you're getting reduced healing out, which I think is the biggest thing to go for here.
So paralyzing for Camille to move here. If you've always been watching your screen, it's like if you get hit by one trouble bubble, one just never move from Swain, it's immediately gonna be followed up with hooks. If you get hit by a hook, you are dead. Like it is, it's perilous here for Team Camille. Mundo has all the momentum.
Yeah.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
I do see a comment from Shangru talking about a Mal's Flash onto Swain potentially being an option. I will agree, it's purely up to how Team Mundo reacts to that. Now, Boomer is notorious for overstaying by himself in a lot of the games I play with. If that is something that Team Camille capitalizes on, they could shut down that Swain, which is crucial.
Christopher has a run-in with Travi and somehow lives to tell the tale, largely thanks to that lantern from River Otter.
Teamwork makes the dream work. You got the Thresh Lantern and the Lee Sin shield saving Zoe's life there.
All of Mundo now chasing Tiddlywinks, just continues to dance, but has officially run out of time. And now the whole team is here. Tiddly trying to stay alive. Boggle will ultimately be the executioner of that Star Child. And now you have a 4v5. They were without their little HP battery. And the Baron minions are sieging. They look to try to pick off Capri. Lonely in the side, but instead Capri finds 2 kills solo. Oh. Who needs the rest of team? You only need an Ilaoi.
Capri got to the point of the game where literally nothing else matters. And I think we're going to see Game 3 close out in Team Mundo's favor. Boomer getting revenge on Travi. Or is he?
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Winning the 1v1 with that
Travi
final,
falling.
that final death hand right to the face.
Wow.
And GG to Team Mundo reeling it back, securing the 2-1 Game 3 victory,
Team's turret has been destroyed.
closing out an insane invitational.
Red team has scored an ace.
Oh, congratulations to all the players, to both teams, and certainly for Team Mundo to end on that win. Let's get one final interview before we go, and the request is to bring all members of Team Malignant, Unethical, Nefarious, Devious, Overpowered Mundo into this chat. Are you guys ready for this?
Let's
Both
do it.
ready for this? Here we go. Hello, welcome to the
Hey guys, what's going on?
stream. I was requested to interview all 5 of you at once. How are you feeling after that win? Congratulations.
We're
killing
we're ready for the reverse sweep now.
The
Next
reverse-
Yeah.
game will be
We're
working up
next 2 games will be a
for game
cakewalk.
4.
Yep.
No, but we're just
Yep.
really happy to end on a win.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Honestly, if it was a best of 5, I would be so happy. I want to play more League of Legends.
Now, one question I have for Team Mundo here. First 2 games, a little rough. What was the number one thing you were coming into this 3rd game to secure at least a victory tonight? What was the number one thing you guys were talking about in draft? What were you looking for? How did you change your game plan? And what led to this victory, do you think?
I guess I can answer. I was kind of like leading the draft conversation with a lot of input from my teammates. So going into game 3, I should say coming out of that game 2, I think my first words after the defeat screen popped up were, "We're going Swain." I think that we definitely needed to prioritize something fun for game 3, something that could do really well in the team fights. We kept opting into comps where we had to be really proactive to get picks before an objective, and it just wasn't panning out for us. So instead we said, you know what? let's just make it as annoying as possible to kill us.
Yeah, and I think even Boomer was saying like, hey, let's just at this point let's just also just go comfort too.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
it was a
yeah,
little bit of all
100%.
of that combined together.
Yeah, I feel like if spirits are down 2 games in, best bet just play champs you love, champs you like playing, because that's the only way back in, I think. And we definitely did that. So
River Otter, I have a question for you. How did it feel to finally kill that Kha'Zix bug right under your turret? They were pushing you all the way to the inhibitor, and you just said like on delay and just took it out. Was it just a soul read? What was the reaction like?
No, I just really like trying to kill Travis, so I had to go for it.
Well, it was a huge play. I was one of the tons of us in chat and on the stream. Absolutely loved seeing that. So great play. Also, what was up with the Mundo ban? Mundo, come on.
So I want to go ahead and clear up this misconception. So we're not in favor of Mundo. I want to make that extremely clear. Our team's full name is Malignant, Unethical, Nefarious, Devious, Overpowered. And that's exactly what Mundo is, and that's why it spells out his name. We hate that champion. In fact, I think all of Topaz hates that champion. That's why we were very surprised to see them give us Blue Side game 1, because I really didn't think that they'd opt into the Mundo tax, but they did, and it did end up working out for them. So credit where it's due. They made do with the effectively 2 bans. But yeah, I mean, when you have 2 people in the Invitational who are willing to play Mundo, like 1 on each team, or even 2 on each team, it becomes a must-ban champion. I don't know how that champion has gone so long without being nerfed, Riot. I was complaining about it last week while I was casting. I just think that champion is a cheater. He's no good.
I hate to be the caster to say it, but it sounds like maybe you just need to get good. I think maybe that's the approach that Riot's taking.
I don't
with
want to
it.
hear this from the Scion player.
it's literally fine until he hits level 16, then he cannot be killed. That's the problem. His ultimate for some reason is like, hey, by the way, when I hit 16, it like regens like 500% more if there's enemies nearby. Like I don't know why that
Okay,
exists.
well,
but...
Gotcha.
might
And you were playing
be-
Swain, right? You were playing Swain?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right, just clarifying.
That sounds like Mundo bot lane to me.
Yeah, from the perspective of the top lane, it's a problem from first item onward when he gets to build warlogs and you
your
can't
mic's-
trade with him
Your
anymore.
mic's breaking a bit, Robert.
Gotcha. Now, I do just want to point out there was a point under Baron where the Swain did hit Zonia's and got their entire health bar back in their ult. But that's another story for another day.
You know what's crazy?
We're not going to touch on it.
You know what's crazy?
Let
Mundo
know
doesn't
what's
have to press
banned.
Zonia's in order to buy time to get all of his health
Yeah,
back.
and
He gets it
that's
all back
true.
instantly, even while he's
He
taking
can-
damage from the entire team. That's the
He
crazy
can
part.
fountain dive, kill 3 people, and walk out 10 seconds later. I know
we're
that
drawing a
champion.
false
Swain
equivalency
can't
here.
do that.
Look, if you
Swain-
see Baby Mundo, if you want to see Baby Mundo, you look at Udyr. That guy hits WW, his whole health bar's back. I don't understand.
I love that your mic just peaks as soon as you start
Yeah.
talking about Mundo. It's just so
I'm very
visceral.
angry.
You can feel it. Yeah, you can feel the hatred.
Mundo is cutting the line right now.
My mic
Tell
is
me,
not
tell
working.
me y'all
It
got
should be
the
better now.
tell me y'all got the Swain W snipe on the Kha'Zix under the turret backing. Please tell me.
We had a highlight. Yes,
Okay, good,
we
good,
got
good.
it. That was
Thank
excellent.
you.
We had to go. We rewound it just to show it on stream.
That's awesome. Thank you guys.
Well, congratulations for winning that game 3. It was a very fun invitational to walk.
Thank
Watch.
you.
I'll let you guys head back to your Mundo room.
We may have lost, but
Oh,
but we won the last one. That's all that matters. GG everyone.
GG's to Team Mundo.
Poggle, before you go, Poggle. Poggle, I want to drag you back in here before you
Hey
go.
guys, what's going on?
Thank you so much for helping make this Topaz season such a success. Is there any final words you want to say to your Topaz participants and to the League of Legends esports?
yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and do let me know if my mic still sounds ridiculous.
Sounds good.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun running Topaz this season. as many of the players in the league know, it was a little bumpy in terms of having a couple of people drop in the middle of the season and left us at a deficit for players where I'm asking substitutes to play every week. And so it's a little bittersweet if we don't get enough signups for Topaz, we're probably going to have to look into some alternative, like combining Topaz and Ruby into one really big league, similar in size to Pearl. So if you're a Topaz player, tell your friends to sign up. We need more people. We needed, for the first time since I've been in CMSA, which is a couple years now, we needed support players. I've never experienced such a thing. It was wild.
Thank you so much, Poggle.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for a great cast. It was really fun tuning into the end of each game and hearing your thoughts and Aiden flaming me.
Well, you know what they say. If you're mean to someone, it means you love them. So don't get it twisted, Poggle.
Oh, you know what I say? If you can't make fun of yourself, just flame Poggle.
Yeah.
So, and Aiden and Vufizzi, thank you so much for casting. Aiden, always a pleasure to have you on the stream. Vufizzi, oh my goodness, great. How does it feel? Your first cast with CMSA?
Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. I was so nervous the whole time, but thanks for having me. It was a great time.
You did so good, and thank you so much just for playing and bringing that knowledge to the casting desk. Kelton, thank you as always for running production. Great job catching the snipes, running that camera, and then also a huge thank you to everyone who stuck around and watched this broadcast and participated in this league. We can't do this without you guys making it, and everyone really that helps out, plays League of Legends, and it's just such a great part of this community. So everyone, thank you so much. That is the conclusion of this invitational and this League of Legends season. And as always, be kind to one another. Good night.